all he has to do to close the deal.
Watusi. How's it going, man?
Whoa, we're starting
Watusi.
off. Ooh, okay.
Long live the
That's
chief.
how we're starting off. Okay.
We can start off however we want, you know.
We're
It
starting
doesn't have
off
to
with
be
a
that
coffee
way.
break.
We were starting talking about death threats, you know. So,
Oh, lovely.
B3 GamingCast, episode 26. This is your host, as always, Janzer. We have Mr. Count Shockula.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
The lovely Gamertron show.
Oh, why, thank you. Hey, hi, how you doing?
I'll give you a compliment because
He's
it's going to be a little
lovely.
nasty. This podcast. I feel a little ornery here. It's you know,
Uh-oh.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
That's
watch out.
why you grabbed the coffee.
Yeah, by the
But
pussy.
today, Tron is lovely. You are lovely today, Tron.
grab
Oh.
the coffee by what? Oh, all right. Yeah, we don't need to
Wait,
deal with
what?
that. That's politics. That's
How
politics.
do you grab a liquid? No,
Hey,
honestly, how do
hey,
you grab a liquid?
semantics. Let's not worry about the words that are used. Let's worry about the message.
Right.
Okay, what was the message about grabbing
Oh,
coffee then?
who knows? Who knows, man? What's the word?
You're the
going,
one who
man?
said it. What you're asking? Who knows?
You're
the one who
you're
said
you're
it.
too
I
focused
expect
on the
you to
message.
know.
You need to worry about
my-
direction.
Okay, then what's the direction?
Exactly. Misdirection. All day,
Oh
every
my
day.
fucking
All day,
Jesus
every
Christ.
day. Okay. Do you have any gaming news, Mr. Gamertron? Because I've had a hell of a week.
Oh,
and,
yes.
Yeah.
Actually, before we get into gaming news, let's break into your week. It's the more
Sure.
important things. Yeah.
Is it really more important? I don't know.
I think it's important.
Well,
I
I am currently no longer working for my employer, so I have that came up suddenly, and it's a good thing. It's great. I've been looking to leave them, and it just happened at a time that I was not quite ready. But that's fine. I have things ready for me, and having a good time with a game in the meantime. There's plenty of things I do during the day. Like this happened Wednesday. So I take care of a lot of things during the morning or whatever, and do some gaming during the afternoon and whatnot. It's a good time. So, and speaking of gaming during the afternoon, it's been The Division.
Oh,
The
yes.
Division.
But
All day, all night.
Here's my question.
Yeah.
How do you get fired on your day off?
Oh, I didn't
No,
get
I'm
fired.
sorry.
I got laid off. Yeah. So it's just a matter of Texas.
That's a
being
quote
in-
from Friday. Never
Oh,
mind.
okay, all right. I get fired on a day off. Yeah, no, but that's true. That's a good point, though. Texas is an at-will state, and I finished a major project. We had lost a lot of big clients, and looking at everything, it just was kind of one of those. I think we're going to clean house when it comes to people that we maybe are making a little bit more than we want to be able to pay right now.
Yeah.
And given the fact that in my doing web development, it's a very it's not a very stable, career as far as like staying at one location. It's very fluid. It's very common for
Well,
developers
that's
to
like
shift
video
around.
game developer.
Exactly.
Also, yeah.
So I'll look around at gaming, like gaming companies that are, that might be something to work for too.
Oh.
Yeah. I know Count wants me to work for Marvel Heroes. Who are they? Gazillion?
Not anymore.
No,
if
not
they're
anymore?
Not if they're gonna dick me around when I
Well,
buy
that's
shit
the whole-
on their store.
That's even more of a reason why you want me to work for them, right?
There you
Because
go.
then I can
you
clean up
steal
that
my
mess.
money. Then I got two people.
I can
stealing my money.
clean
Great.
I can clean up that mess, and then I'll be on board to to know the right things to say.
Well, yeah. I mean, I put a bunch of money on there, and then all of a sudden, Janser's got a bunch of cool items on the on the game. I'm like, what the fuck?
Hey, what is this Janser shotgun? What is this?
Count doesn't need that shit.
Yeah. Oh man, that's not what I would do.
I'm just messing
Yeah.
with you.
So yeah,
You could be the community manager.
oh gosh, I think anyone could be the community manager. What's that guy's name again? Phil Fish? No, wait.
Oh,
Bill Fish.
Mark
Oh boy.
Clayberg.
Now that guy has issues. That guy's thin. That guy's skin is so
No.
thin. It's a wonder he's not transparent.
He has issues. You think?
You
I
think?
don't know.
That's
No,
old news,
I think
though.
you're making things up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That dude's definitely. That guy has too fragile of an existence to be a game developer. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, a hurricane hit, and as
Ooh.
well, I know that I saw that in Florida. People were talking about that. People without electricity down there.
South Carolina
Was it? I thought it was in
also.
Florida. Oh, and
that
South
as
Carolina?
well. Yeah.
Huh. I didn't see much about that except for like a school shooting.
Yeah, they
That's about
closed
it,
a bunch of South Carolina.
oh shoot, that's horrible. Where?
Yeah, they closed a bunch of schools and everything for.
The hurricane.
Hurricane. Yeah.
But we're not here to talk about news. We're talking about video games. So,
We are?
Okay.
The Division.
The Division, yes. You two finally got the game. I finally got it working, and it's been fucking awesome.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm kicking myself for not getting the game when it came out.
I am not. I'm glad that I am playing it now because I think there's been a lot of changes since it came out.
Oh,
And,
yes, there have.
We've got another big one. People were asking me, what about 1.4? Do I need to? They asked. I was like, I don't actually know, man. I'm still working up to level 30 on mine.
Right.
So, but that shows, like, if people are asking me on my little account here on Twitter, that, you know, people are still playing the game, still interested in it, doing things. They have questions out there people are not getting answers to, I suppose. So maybe I'll start covering some of that stuff.
It's still fairly popular on Twitch. There were over 99, or there were over 99 streamers streaming the Division.
Yeah,
like
check
earlier,
this out. In the
earlier
1.4
tonight.
upgrade, do I need to change my character to a new one? I don't think so.
No,
I
you
don't
don't.
think
No, you don't.
that's an issue.
No, you don't. No.
Yeah. So,
But they are like addressing some of the things that people complain about in the game.
Oh,
like,
yes.
you know, here's the thing though. Like one of the big complaints that I have seen is people are saying that the enemies take too much damage. That's an MMO, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think some of the lower level, what do they call them, accolades or whatever, acolytes or whatever the lower level guys.
Yeah.
The lower level guys could, I don't know, they might be able to decrease their health across the board, maybe 10-15%. But it's an MMO. I mean, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
You know, it's not one shot kill, first person shooter, you know.
I think
Yeah.
that's kind of like the misconception about the Division. A lot of people look at it and they see just a third-person shooter, and other
it's
third-person
not.
shooters, like, they have you, like, killing very weak enemies, maybe a strong enemy here and there where you have to hit the weak point, that sort of thing. Like, when you think third-person shooter, then you think something like Gears of War, where a headshot takes out the enemy. Like, that's not the case with the Division.
Right.
It's far more RPG MMO than it
Yes.
is shooter.
Then a shooter, exactly.
Yeah. And see these overall big, broad content, topics, those are more important to me as a gamer. When I wasn't playing the Division, there was a thing while I was streaming it that I kind of was talking about, which is when you're watching the game, you don't really have any investment in it, and there's a lot of UI, there's a lot of things going on you don't really care about, so it's kind of boring to watch. Even I, as much
Right.
as I like playing it now, when I would watch it, I'd be like, I don't really know what's going on. I'm just going to hang out and chat with the other people in the chat because the person streaming it was so deep in the game, because that's how the game is. It requires a lot of attention to your surroundings. You have to, it's like, is that an enemy over there? Do I need to go this way? There's just so much going on in the game that it's not exactly the best to stream interactively. you know? And the more that you're in the game,
Because you can't really pay attention to the chat.
Yeah, you're pretty.
When you're playing, it's like I had some guys asking me some questions while I was streaming it, and I was like, "Dude, you gotta keep your head on a swivel." You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're pretty engrossed in everything that's going on. So I get it now. But even when you guys would talk about it, or Graham would talk about it on the podcast, I would kind of check out a bit because I'm like, I don't really know what you guys are saying. You're talking about DPS and blah blah blah, and I still feel that way to an extent. I'm not too much of the technical pieces of it. I don't really care about that talk. But I get, excuse me, I can talk about like the oh man, what is the right word? The concepts behind the gameplay itself. Like earlier we had a fight. And I like running my fights a certain way. We were fighting a boss, and we had someone that's more relatively new to the group, and everybody that plays certain ways. I have a very up close and personal, hey, what do you know? Of course, like usual, I'm going to get in there. I'm going to get real close, and I like using shotguns or, a pistol or something like that.
Right.
Just getting real close in. And I love flanking, and I love, crossfire. I like all that. That's what I like to do a lot. But then we have, like, Count seems to enjoy sniper rifles, right?
Yeah, I mean, it depends. I mean, in that game, I do,
Yeah, and
no doubt.
that's a cool thing. They've got pretty good sniper mechanics in that game too. I think like
Yeah.
you've got some really nice scopes. You know.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely.
And the wonderful
But
thing about some of these scopes, like depending on the different status buffs they have or how you mod it, like depending on what scope you place on what sniper rifle, you can like one hit high level enemies with a headshot.
Yeah, that's awesome. I was noticing too. Like I picked up a what Count referred to as like a boss killer type shotgun. You know, it's not great. It doesn't have like at long range or medium range. It doesn't have a lot of shots in it. But god damn, when I was able to get real close in, all of those shots hitting that enemy, just taking them down in 1 or 2 hits, it was amazing. Massive like risk, but you know, if I could flank, then they're not focused on me. They're focused on everyone else, you know, and I could get a few of them down before they pay attention. That helps to split their attention, so we're not all being, you know, everyone else is not being focused on, you know, by them. So it's a great time.
but that's one of the things about an MMO type game like that, where they kind of mix the two genres together.
Yeah.
Everybody can have a different play style. Like in a normal first-person shooter, everyone basically plays the same. I mean, of course, you can have different weapons that have different styles, but basically, it's just you're trying to one-shot kill a guy. You know what I mean, or camp or whatever. But in this game, you can run around, and the big thing is teamwork. But
Yes.
teamwork doesn't mean that you play the same way. I mean, you got to have one guy that roams, you got to have one guy that snipes, and then
You have
maybe
to have
one guy
you
that
have to have something like a medic. You have to have
yeah,
a
you got to have a
support.
support guy, and then you want to have a guy, you know, and you all contribute to the damage, but you have to have one guy running around that's really wreaking havoc, and that takes some of the aggro off of the
Yeah,
the
after
other
the main
players,
group.
so.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and you can use the fun thing is if you like tactics, you can start employing a lot of them to your own advantage. Like there is a time and a place for everybody grouping up, and I don't like doing that because I don't like getting bombed by grenades and everybody going down at the same time. But there was that last boss fight, Count called it. He was like, maybe this is a time we need to all focus in. You know, all our gunfire coming from one spot. Everybody on one person, take him down. And he was right. He was absolutely right.
Well, games like that, I've played a lot of MMOs.
Yeah,
and
me too.
Games like that, they all have a pattern where you'll
Mm-hmm.
have when you reach level 15, they'll have a certain mission that makes you play one way, and then level 20, you might have to have another mission that's kind of has a opposite, not really mechanic like a boss mechanic, but an opposite like overall strategy to the fight. And this I can tell as we're progressing our group that this game is doing that.
Right.
And the key is to try to recognize what tactic needs to be used for the group. That now, of course, could we beat it by all running around? Maybe so if we got a little lucky or something happened. You know, somebody got a couple good headshot kills or something and swayed the tide. But yeah, it's just, I mean, there's going to be times where you're just going to have to use different array of tactics through all the fights, you know.
Yeah, it's a good
And
time.
it may not everyone may, you know, like your style, Jans, or like you just said, you may not like to do it, but it may have to be done for like a certain mission, you know.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I still think that you can use different mechanics and it could work out well. But the problem is everybody has to be on board with it. And rather than like one person, like me, saying, no, we need 2 people up over here and 2 people up over there, separate corners, blah, 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 and we can, you know, crossfire that way. Rather than me trying to force that, the best way to play MMOs, in my opinion, that I've seen is just to be more fluid, to be able to work with whatever's there. You know, if you can't do that, you're never going to get it done. Like there was last night, we had this one mission that was just wiping us out every time.
Yes.
You know? And I remember one of the things was like, well, I need to get cover here. And I was like, there is no cover. The only cover that you're going to find is you kill everyone in front of you, and that's your cover.
Right.
And now you can turn around and kill everyone behind you. It's just, you're going to have to just, you know, that was a hard mission, but that was sometimes like you said, Count. It's just a little bit different, and you're gonna have to adjust.
Yeah,
So,
you're gonna have like open battles, like that plaza battle that we had. That was a lot of fun,
Mm-hmm.
where
Yeah.
you feel constantly surrounded.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
no way you can take cover there. There's nothing to take cover.
I think that
You know
was
what I
the
mean?
one. I think that
You're
was
in a
the one.
parking lot.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So, that I like the games like that. DC
Me too.
Universe had some stuff like that were different.
I like.
Of course,
Yeah.
you know.
I like biting off more than I can chew a lot of the time too. That's
Right.
why I tend to go into the battle. Like we were playing and Phil was like, Jansen really takes that whole being in the battle like seriously. He's really in there.
Well, yeah, but
can't help
that's
it.
That's part of the strategy. I don't know what your stats are, but you might want to invest when you get a little higher. You might want to invest into a little bit more toughness.
Yeah. I think
If
most
you're
of the
going to be
time
a little bit more tanky, like
Yeah.
a kiter. You're more like a kiter right now, where you're coming up behind the guys and
Yep.
trying to draw their attention.
Yeah, that's hardcore flanking. That's just
Yeah.
absolutely going all the way around them and pulling off the attention by flanking them and getting them to stop firing on y'all so you can get some shots in on them.
Right.
It's just a give and take,
Yep.
And I like to be mobile like that because, pretty mobile so I can take some shots in there, not fully take some shots and then just drive in hard as if I was a tank. I'm not. I like being, very mobile. But there's also the abilities too. Yeah, I kept saying last night was ammo restock. Anyone have ammo? Restock,
Right.
restock. And this morning or this afternoon, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go respec so I can try out this thing that gives ammo as well as healing because we needed healing. People were just dying, and we need ammo. So let's try this thing out. And that one thing is a little bit disappointing to me. There's a healing
I know.
station. Yeah, it heals pretty well. That's great, and the respawn time on it is actually pretty good too. But it only pulses out one set of ammo, and it's not like a full it's like I'd have to find out. I need to find out how much it exactly gives you, but it's not a whole lot. It's enough to get you keep going, But I was a little disappointed in that. I do like that one. I like being the Trump ability where you can build a wall wherever you want. I want to keep out all the illegal, illegal, and just murder
my
them.
God.
Yeah. So I can build a wall wherever I want. And I'm happy with that. So
No, if it were a Trump ability, you would have to have the enemies come and build the wall for you.
Oh, that's true. Well, I'm going to make
And
them pay
then-
for it later. That's the whole
and
point.
then
Yeah.
exactly.
See, I can build it, but they're going to pay for it eventually. So
Yeah,
that's the whole-
exactly.
So there we go.
You have to contract out the work from the enemy, and then whatever.
Exactly. So
Grab them by the pussy. I mean, what can you say, man?
But that's what I've been saying about the Division from the start since I've been playing it. Like the standout thing that separates it from other third-person shooters that I've played are the abilities and the way you can have this one ability do multiple things. Like you guys saw, Count, you used the regular old sentry gun, the regular old turret.
The robot gun.
Yeah. I've been using a flamethrower turret.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
while
that's
your
awesome.
turret does damage and suppresses enemies, my flamethrower turret lights them on fire,
Freaks them
stuns
out.
them.
Yep.
Yeah, freaks them out, makes them run away. That's what I love about the Division and its gameplay. It has very solid, but very standard. The third-person shooting itself is nothing unique or anything like that
Right.
if compared to games like Warframe or something like that. But the special abilities, the abilities how they affect you, your teammates, the enemies, and how there's different variations on those same abilities. I think that is the selling point of the Division for me. That's the thing I praise the most. That's the thing that I get the most fun over. It's so much fun. Janzer throws down the medical station. I throw down my flamethrower turret, or he throws down his deployable
wall.
cover. Yeah, it changes
wall.
the game. It changes the game. It changes the battlefield. It changes how we interact in the combat.
There's a
It's
talent
so
that you
good.
should equip with your flamethrower. You may have it already, but the flamethrower turret, there's another one. It's a passive talent that has a 30% chance to set everyone else on fire as well.
Yeah, within
Something like
a 10-meter range.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Totally need
It's
to
a
check
perk.
into that, man.
Yeah, it's a perk. Yeah, I mean, the two have some of the perks and some of the talents have synergies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's the thing. As I've been playing with a lot of the support level type stuff, like the healing and the wall, the Trump wall, of course, and but I haven't even touched the turrets yet. So I think I just got my tech wing fully up, upgraded, so it's 100% now. But yeah.
But you want to have diverse. You want to have your team. The object when we get to be 30 is to like define your play style, and then one person, and make sure that like all of the talents and perks kind of work hand in hand with other players, with the other players in your team. You're probably going to need to do that when the harder content. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Wow, I like that comment there. You see, your toaster makes toast, but my toaster spews fire.
Spews fire. Yeah.
And yeah, that's true. It's, when we get into a group, that's why I ask, does anyone have pulse? Anyone have pulse? And I like the first the scouter, whoever's going to be running missions, to be the pulser as well, or to have that ability. Like, there's things in my head that I know I would want already on a team, but that goes back to the thing count. I'll play with whoever. I don't care. We'll get through it.
Yeah.
We'll work through it. It's going to be harder, and if you don't want to, like, adjust, then you can't get frustrated because you're not adjusting,
This is what makes these games much more, in my opinion anyway, like much more interesting than just the normal first-person shooter. Okay, you're on the red team, and there's the blue team, and there's
red team, blue team,
and go and just kill each other. I liked the synergy between the teamwork and the synergy and the different play styles and the MMO aspect of it. So I couldn't be happier with the game. I love the game. I don't see
Yeah. The AI is something we haven't really talked about right now, but the AI is really pretty great. It
makes the game.
It really does.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
With crappy AI, the game would be.
They flank hard too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're trying to like come at you from all sides, and they will not do a lot of the stupid things that you would expect. It's like, oh, they're coming in, they're going to keep coming in, so you can throw this grenade, and they're going to walk right into it. A lot of the times, they will not. They're like, nope, fuck your grenade. We're going to backtrack and move around, and you really have to work to get your kills a lot of the time.
And it doesn't seem like they have a definitive pattern you can exploit that much as well.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure they have somewhat of a pattern, but it doesn't seem to be so exploitable. Like, I mean, Destiny's AI is pretty good. I've said that before on a previous podcast. I think Destiny's AI is, I think it's good, but it is, like Grammaton Dryad said, it's exploitable once you know the pattern.
Gotcha.
And this, I haven't really found a definitive pattern that the AI has that you can have a major exploit of it. You know what I mean? I mean, it's a little glitchy sometimes, but that's to be expected. But yeah, the AI makes the game, man. Yeah. It really does.
Oh, this leads me into this question. Any favorite enemy faction you guys have come across yet? Because if you've noticed, like, the different enemy factions do act differently in some ways.
Favorite?
I don't really have a favorite. Way? I'm trying to kill them all, But,
yeah. It's Pokemon.
Well, if you've noticed, like, with the different enemy factions, for instance, the Rioters, the guys in the hoodies, like, they barely take cover. They're usually out in the open much. Yeah. They're easy targets. They're not very strategic or tactical. Then we have enemies like the Cleaners with their flamethrowers who try to take cover and slowly move forward so they can douse you with their flamethrowers. Like,
but they move slow.
Yes.
They do.
They do move slower.
I just like the bosses. So far, the bosses have been really cool.
A lot of the times, I mean, there are patterns I have seen with the AI, but they're patterns
there are patterns.
They're good patterns. They're patterns of quality movement where a lot of the enemies will, if you're firing on them, they're not going to get up and just poke their head.
Yeah,
you have to fucking wait them out until they make that risk of, of like, okay, I'm going to fire now. But you could be firing on them for quite some time, or you could do what I like to do, which is create the flank. Go around, and then they don't have a choice but to either fire on you or fire on the person they were trying to. But a lot of the times too, when I try to flank them, they will go around their cover and stay with. They'll keep cover between yourself and them. They're smart enough to know what the line of fire is, which is great.
I've noticed
it's frustrating, but it's great.
The enemy AI works as a team really well.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll wait. Like some of the what you were talking about. There was one enemy I was trying to kill, and he took cover, and I was like, oh, he'll pop his head out here in a second. But he waited for his buddy to come around behind me before he popped his head up because he knew I wouldn't be able to. That's just awesome. I mean, I was just like, wow. It's tough. It's a tough game.
Oh
There's no
yeah.
doubt.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess before we move on to the division, one last question for you guys. You guys have played loot-based games before, like Count. You've played Warframe and Destiny, and Gender, you've played Borderlands and other games like that. How do you feel about the loot drops? How do you feel about the succession of gaining loot and your character slowly becoming more powerful? How does that feel to you when compared to these other loot-based games?
I love the loot system so far.
Yeah, I agree.
It's plentiful.
It seems like one of the best ones, if not the best that I've ever. Because I never feel like this is shit. I don't want to play. I don't have anything that I can do anything with.
I've never felt that way.
Feels good. Feels good.
That's your dog?
Yeah, he was barking, and I want to stop him from barking. So I'll pick him up.
He's all right.
Yeah,
Look at him chilling.
Here's another thing. This is all to take all of this in context because Gamatron's played this game for quite some time.
Yeah,
Count and I still haven't hit 30 yet.
Yeah,
once we hit 30 and become salty as fuck like everyone else, then the true hate will. That's what people they don't want to hear. Good things count. What are we doing?
I know.
This is not selling papers, all right. If
it's
we're
it's
we need to hear the bad.
30,
Exactly. There you go. This game's trash. It's too easy.
I don't
There's too
see
many
that
weapons.
really happening.
I saw some video title. I think one of the people that I follow on Twitter was the video was like the public test server update on 1.4. Game is too easy and too much loot. I was like, you can't win with gamers. I'm gonna put that title, subtitle, under your
serious.
Name count.
Someone actually said
that.
that.
Yeah. I don't know what.
Too much loot?
I didn't watch the video yet, but it just reminded me of Count. Like, you can't win with gamers. You just can't. If you give people too much, they're going to complain. If you don't give them enough, they're going to complain. I'm like, fair enough. It is fair. That's actually very fair, But I just had to chuckle at that. I was like, that doesn't happen too often. It doesn't seem
like you're getting the same thing over and over and over. Like I play games where, the loot does get annoying because it's the same damn trash loot over and over. But this game, I mean, of course, I'm only level 25, but this game, I'm always like, what I get this time, and I love the fact that it's usually something different. Yeah, every once in a while you'll get something similar, but
well, I like the weapons too.
I see no problem with the loot system.
I like the weapons too. Like if there's another, like the LMG, I love the LMGs. Because here's the thing: if you don't like the LMG because you can't get it to focus in well enough, there's mods for that, man. If you like a scope, you can put a scope on an LMG and give it a tight spray pattern, and you've got something that's got a lot of ammo. That's hitting maybe not as hard per shot as an assault rifle, but it makes up for it with 3 times the amount of ammo usually. So plus it suppresses the shit out of the enemy if you just keep firing. While we had one moment last night where RPG Lover and myself both had LMGs, and we were behind that cover that I throw out, that one ability, the Trump wall, and we were just firing at our LMGs. It was amazing. Team LMG for the win. That's great.
To me, the feel of the weapons so nice, and the sound. The whoever did the audio design for the game, wow, man! All I can say is the audio design it's really immersive, and I like that part. Now, I'm not saying it's a perfect game. There's a few issues with the game, glitchiness and stuff with it.
Yeah.
But that's to be expected with like a semi-open world MMO,
Yeah. The first thing that bothered me was, this is a tactical shooter type game. Why can't I kneel or go prone?
Right.
I don't have a good answer for why they didn't do that. I don't think they have an answer that would fit what I would expect either. It just doesn't make sense to me, and it doesn't piss me off.
I guess they just wanted to be different. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe it wasn't part of their coded system, and they didn't want to make it part of their coded system, or they thought that it was going to be too much of an advantage somehow. It doesn't matter. I think that they should have done it. I think that's kind of a mistake when it comes to tactical shooters. It's pretty standard, fair that if you're going to be doing a tactical shooter, a lot of that has to do with cover, and they use that cover system quite a lot. So you can get into a kneeling kind of position when you're in cover. It's true.
And you can blind fire.
Yeah.
And there are some mods that help your accuracy when you blind fire and stuff like that. The blind fire is kind of cool. I don't use it a whole lot, but
Me either.
But man, you have to definitely take some cover.
Yeah, and the cover system is pretty damn good.
It's not bad at all.
Unlike Mass Effect. I was playing Mass Effect recent to this, and that cover system is so annoying because it tries to do for you what it thinks that you would want.
Exactly.
And it just jerks you around.
And the Division doesn't really do that.
No, you have to force yourself into cover.
It leaves it leaves it up to you to determine, how you rotate when you leave the cover.
There's talent.
I don't really like the fact that
too.
It's a little gimpy to leave the cover to try if you're trying to get out of the range of like an AoE or something. That's a little annoying in the Division to me, but
you got to get used to double tapping spacebar or whatever you're using.
Well, with A button for me, and then it's you do the Captain Kirk roll. So it's but it's like I said,
you do say that every time.
I went back and looked at some of the old reviews for the game and stuff.
I got to check that out.
This is a game where you have to give it a little bit of time.
Well, Gamertron, he has perspective. From day one or whatever versus like what we're playing now, how much was different? How much new stuff has been added, for example, or how much has changed? Because to me, I'm like, this is a great game, but it must be that they just added so much extra stuff and they fixed so much. Because I can't see how people would be complaining,
This version is very different from the day one version. Like, loot drops much more plentifully than day one version. And loot's going to be even more plentiful with update 1.4, so you guys can look forward to that. How it's been, like every boss guaranteed to drop loot, like every mission is guaranteed to get you a lot of credits. They've boosted the numbers up on everything in terms of rewards. On top of that, they also did some work on the damage scaling on enemies. Like if you go into a mission that's a bit higher level than you can still like at least attempt. Like it'll be difficult, but you can still attempt the mission. Like I was like 5 or 6 levels below Jan's or you count, joining you on some missions, and I was still able to hold my own.
Yeah,
you couldn't do that in Division Day 1. That would be impossible. I'd die from one shot. And I wouldn't be able to do any damage to the enemies. But in this version of the Division, even though I'm 5-6 levels below you guys, and the enemies are 5-6 levels ahead of me, I could still do damage, I could still heal teammates, I could still heal myself, I could still contribute. That is something they fixed and adjust from the first division. On top of that, they've added, like, you guys haven't reached endgame yet. You haven't, like...
Right. I haven't even touched Dark Zone.
Dark Zone, anything like that.
You guys haven't even, like, got to endgame. There's still so much content you haven't been exposed to, because once you beat the game, you get access to bounties, we can attempt incursions, stuff like that. There's also daily events and stuff like that, and Count, you just bought the season pass, so you have access to the underground, which is a plethora of whole brand new content.
You said you gifted it to me.
The season pass?
Yeah.
I thought you said you bought it when we were playing.
No, I was waiting on the gift. I said I was going to load it up when you gifted it to me.
Oh, you confused me. Oh, my talk. Goddamn troll. You.
I'm just keeping you on your toes. Go ahead.
But yeah, there's so much more content you guys have to experience.
Yeah.
And the game I can safely say that the game has improved. And I think if the Division Day 1 launched in its current state, reviews would have been a lot better. People would have been as harsh on the game as it is. And that's an unfortunate thing we have to realize with games, is that it's no longer when it used to be when games come out, that's it. Like, no update, no patches or anything like that. Like, games Day 1 are almost completely different a few months down the line. We'll get into
that with a different game here in a little bit.
Oh!
Yeah,
and
I think
you know what game we're talking about.
Touched upon that subject before, and whether... See, I think that's bullshit. That game 1 day... I've always thought it was bullshit. That's why I don't like to pre-order anything, especially on PC. It's like, if games aren't complete day 1, then fuck you. I'm not giving you my money until you fix your shit. That's not acceptable development.
But here's the thing with an MMO. You don't really know. They haven't fleshed out, like, exactly what the public wants in that particular game. The same thing happened with Destiny. Destiny's a much different game. Like, after a year and a half, the first year and a half, Destiny's a much different game than it was. Loot-wise, the way you progress. Do what?
The first, I think most people understand, unless they're going to, like, really, really defend it. They're going to say that the first release was pretty much garbage. That there wasn't really much of anything there. There really wasn't.
I wouldn't say the mechanics were garbage.
Well, the mechanics weren't, but what were you going to do,
But the way that, like, the Destiny, like, after a first expansion, like the little DLC, it kind of made everything you did earlier not even matter. You had to, like, start over with your gear, and they changed a lot of that. They ironed a lot of that stuff out in Destiny, that really, because they listened to the they listened to the players. But I think the Division is going to fall along those same lines. My advice to the Division developers: keep doing what you're doing. Listen to your hardcore player base, and make little.
If not, you'll get death threats.
Make little changes along the way. Don't make huge game-breaking changes. Just make little adjustments along the way. And the game, because the base of a great game is there. You know what I mean? They have it.
Yeah, make sure to do everything your player base wants, otherwise they'll kill you.
I hate when an MMO makes, like, I hate when an MMO's been out for a year and a half or 2 years, and you get all invested in it, and then all of a sudden they make, like, a massive change.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, we're going to change everything we've been doing is wrong, and we're just going to change the entire core mechanic of the game, like DC Universe did. They made huge changes after 3 years, and everyone was invested in the way, and the game was soaring in popularity. And then they said, you know what? That's not exactly the vision of the game we had in mind. We're just going to change everything and fuck up the core of the game. And I hate that. And my advice to the Division developers is just make little changes along the way, and
make baby steps. Don't take huge leaps.
Yeah, exactly.
My advice is, hire me. So then I'll get in there, and I'll work for Game Time, but
yeah, he'll work for mods.
There you go.
But
I'll create some mods. The Janzer gear, which is for rushers. Yeah, so I'll have, like, specialized gear for rushing. That'd be amazing.
But yeah, I'm hyped about the Division, man. I something told me I should have gotten this game months and months ago, like I was saying on the podcast.
Yeah.
And I just finally said, because I got Rise of Iron and Destiny, and I played it for a couple hours, and I had fun. But I was like, man, I'm gonna burn this out, and then I'm gonna be running around by myself solo again, and I think I'll just put that on the back burner. And I want, like, a new MMO.
So here's the thing.
I knew Gamertron had it on PC.
Here's the thing, though. What if somebody bought Destiny today, though? It'd be the same thing as, like, somebody getting the Division today. Versus, I think Destiny has more content now, though.
Right.
Versus the Division. So, because they had more development time.
Anyone that steps into Destiny today has got enough to fill their plate for a long time.
Right.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. So the lesson is, be very fucking wary about going in day one. That's always been the lesson. That's always been the lesson, though. Be very wary, about going in.
But you're so tempted to do it because, especially if you're a streamer, these live streamers.
Goddamn YouTubers and first wave.
Well, they're trying to profit off of it.
They're trying. Well, the ones that try to review it, like, they've seen it for one day and they're like, all right, here's what the Division's about. It's trash because this and this. It's like, I still don't have a fully formalized opinion of the Division because I have not hit 30 yet. I need to see what this game is like. I need to try some of
You have to flesh out the game.
You need some weeks before you start throwing it under the bus and saying it's trash just because you're going on your gut feeling of, like, what you think it is, No, actually play the game and give it some time. But there's so many games out there, and people try to burn through them so quickly so they can get their opinions out there. Like, this is to the game's what do they call them now? They're reporters. I don't know fucking know what they call them. They're some
Reviewers, games media,
like
journalists.
official games media journalists. Yeah, they have a job of trying to get through so many games, but they're just not gonna. They can never report as well as someone that's played the game fully. And unfortunately, that means time, and nobody has time because they need it now. Otherwise, they're not going to be the same level as their buddy.
Well, it's hard to review an MMO like when it first comes out.
Absolutely,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You can get a decent generalization of the game, but you can't freaking pick it apart in even in a week.
Yeah, the Division still has a 50-50 rating.
You can't
on Steam.
pick the Division apart playing a week. You can't do it.
You still have a 50-50 of the Division on Steam from what I looked at. It's split. Right. It's split.
It's split down the middle. Yeah, exactly. So
so I think
to me that's not going to be the deciding factor if it comes to an MMO, because right now even an MMO that's enjoyable doesn't get like overwhelming positive reviews. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let me see here.
I like that Riders of Icarus game, but it gets split. It's got split reviews, but
51% of the 1,000 reviews in the last 30 days are positive. So, and then 52% of the 30,000 user reviews for this game are positive. So, yeah, it either
I guess they thought the
people.
game was going to cook them breakfast, and I don't know what they were expecting.
It either triggered people or they, or in one way or another, which is actually very telling and very good for a game. You want it to polarize sometimes.
Right.
You want it to be a love-hate kind of thing, I think.
So that you know who your audience is.
Yeah.
So that you know what kind of players this will attract.
I think a lot of the time, a lot of the problems that the Division's having right now is clearly endgame related stuff. That's why I don't feel any issue with it, because I'm going through the base game and I'm like, this is awesome. I love this.
But it's an MMO in its first year of existence. Mm-hmm. You can't expect to have overwhelming content, in-game content. You know what I mean? So,
well, here's another thing too: is PvP for gamers. They don't seem to fucking understand. PvP is hard to do. What is the best one out? Like League of Legends, is that the best one out there? You say but the thing is, they're making money big time, and they weren't some kind of like a balanced. Right. If it didn't have some kind of like decently balanced kind of system, it wouldn't have got. I don't think it would have gotten that big. It seems insane, like that you can have something like that's going to get criticized on its balance, and yet it's up where it's at. So. I think PvP is just fucking hard to do, and people don't seem to,
Well, normally PvP in an MMO is like filler. It's something to do when you've burned up all the content. That's kind of the way they approach PvP.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely agree. Yeah. But I think that some of these games are trying to push it so much more to, that's the problem of like the PR of a company. They try to, like the Dark Zone, it's like, oh, that sounds cool. We go in.
Yeah,
the Dark Zone is shitty because the fact of the matter right
Hackers
now,
and
from what I read, is that it's all risk, zero reward, unless you're a piece of shit and you roam with pieces of shits and just take everyone else's stuff that they've farmed. So you come out of there with nothing. No, XP. I mean, Gamertron can attest to that. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just reading stuff that I read on Reddit or, around the web. That's what
I don't
the
mind
main
that as long
problem
as they have awesome
dude,
PvE
I can tell
content.
you that going into the Dark Zone is an enormous risk, and you have to be in the right mindset for it. You have to be in the mindset, okay, there's a possibility I may earn nothing from this session of going into the Dark Zone, but there is a chance I could gain something good.
That sounds horrible.
But here's the thing,
because you're going in there against people
when you go in the Dark Zone.
True, but here's the thing, guys.
Your time.
The thing about the Dark Zone is that some simply beautiful, amazing moments that can occur that only occur in this game. But there have been moments where I had to play the game more stealthy because
I don't want to spend 4 hours in the Dark Zone and get nothing out of it day after day. Well,
they call it the Dark Zone, Janser.
No, that's bullshit. I want to deal with that.
They don't call it the golden kettle of reward zone.
Most people don't want to deal with the fact that somebody that has, hey, that's me, and no, never mind, I can go to the Dark Zone now. I don't have a job, so I have plenty of time to go to the Dark Zone, baby. Time to do it. Let's go. I'm going to be killing all of y'all motherfuckers, taking all your loot.
Smallpox virus. What do you expect, Janser?
Yeah, no, I'm just
There's
saying.
not pots of gold laying around.
Not everybody, but it's about the player base, speaking of tailoring to the player base, that's not tailoring to the player base at all. That's tailoring to like one subset that enjoys player killing. That's all it is. And while the normal players get nothing out of it, and you're losing time, but usually time, if there's some kind of at least keep the XP that you earned, that would be something. If you kill people in there, but you lose your loot, you lose your money, you lose your XP, nothing? You get nothing out of it? You gotta have something.
I don't mind loot in the Dark Zone as long as the best loot in the game is still you do by doing the incursions and doing the PvE content.
Of course.
But that's what I'm saying. Loot, fine, but no XP? Come on.
Yeah, but
what?
I mean, you're already level
so those
30.
kills
what
you made
XP
are not useful.
You trying to
for your rank in the Dark Zone, I believe. I could be wrong.
Yeah, you have
get a Dark Zone.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, that's kind of cool, but it's not relevant to the other PvE content, is it?
You've got Janser, what you gotta do is like, I get the Dark Zone isn't for you, but you gotta look at the Dark Zone as
what I
almost
would
like
it to be for me. It's part of the game, and I want to play it. And if it's not balanced and it doesn't work well, except for trolls that's sitting there.
Well, to be fair, they flushed out like a lot of the trolls and hackers. Like when they went on, when the developer went on their banning spree, they got rid of a lot of those. Like there are still people who go rogue for the sake of going rogue, but they're not cheating.
Well, going rogue is fine, but going in there to get risk, because there's NPCs or there's enemy AI
NPCs.
as well.
Yeah, there's
you're not just going
enemy
in there to fight other players. You're going in there because it's a war zone. Totally. Yeah, it's totally fucked up.
There's PvE elements in the Dark Zone.
Yeah,
too.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So some of this conversation we need to have once we do this then.
Right. Exactly. All
right.
How it works.
This is what I don't want to happen in the game. I don't want a guy with a bigger Dark Zone rank than me or a higher Dark Zone rank than me being able to make him a stronger player outside of the Dark Zone in the PvE content.
Gotcha.
An incursion or something.
Yeah, that's fair. And
as long as those two don't interact, I'm good. I don't care what happens with the Dark Zone.
Got it. All right. So everyone, let's go hunt down Count. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, that's fine. As long as I'm having fun, I don't care.
Because I'm kidding, especially because I'm going to be there with you getting murdered. So,
okay, well, as long as if you're murdering me in the Dark Zone and you're gaining Dark Zone status or whatever, as long as that doesn't make you stronger in the other PvE content outside of the Dark Zone, then I could care less what happens there.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's the same as Guild Wars 2 PvE.
So that's a whole portion of the game that you if you don't want to deal with that you can just skip, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's
nothing
like
Guild Wars 2.
Exactly.
My PvE, my ranking in PvP content in Guild Wars 2 doesn't affect how well I can run dungeons in the other games.
That's the same way it was in Guild Wars.
Fine.
Yeah, and I played that.
Exactly. You got to look at the Dark Zone as almost like a separate game, and you have to have a separate mentality going into it.
And that's fine.
So what's endgame in this game then?
Well, there's two types
I thought
of
that was endgame.
Like, Dark Zone is an optional endgame.
Yeah.
Other endgame
Incursion.
is there's incursions, there's the daily missions, there's the bounties.
What's incursions?
Incursions are like raids. They're basically raids. They're very tough missions, tough enemies.
That's the one that people were hacking through.
But my problem with the incursions is it really only 4 people? They don't have 6 or 8 man incursions?
Again, I've never beat an incursion. I tried. Janser, you were there when I live streamed it. I tried to solo an incursion.
Yeah, you're crazy though, man. I've seen how you play this game already. You're crazy, Gamertron. You and Count are the wild cards of the group already. Count just goes off into shit and starts fights. You start fights all the time.
No, I don't. It's
because
I don't know the aggro limits.
That's why you're starting fights all the time. Whereas
I'm just
Gamertron,
walking down the street looking at a dog, and all of a sudden I got guys running after me with clubs. I mean,
exactly. Really? Whereas Gamertron is very focused on getting to wherever he's going and doesn't care if he runs into enemies.
But I like that. I know.
I do too. Why do you
You
think
gotta
I'm
have somebody
rolling
in
with
the group
y'all?
That's the leader. That's why I tossed him the lead and said, "I'll follow you." You know.
Well, there's a well,
and then if you get into trouble, I'll just run like a little bitch. You know. But
yeah. When y'all get into trouble, I run in there for sure, and I'm like, okay, now you can shoot them because they're shooting at me or something. That's my idea. Yeah, it works out. It works out well. Like Count and I were running together the other day, and it was perfect. It worked out perfectly because he was doing a lot of long range stuff with the turret, and I was going in flanking with the shotgun. It just worked out really well. We were not getting each other's way. It just did it was great because we were cross firing all the time. It was good. It was good stuff.
well, my strategy is just pop my turret and then hide.
Yeah, that's perfect because that turret's another target piece. So there's
I'm
nothing you can say that's going to make me say it's bad because all of it works well. Yeah, so it's a good time. What is this? He's saying Graham plays a lot of Division. Prior to HVT, what's HVT? HVT, high value targets.
Yes,
man, I'm good at this
targets,
game.
The bounties, yes, the bounties, yes.
Incursions
Yes,
were
that's what
nearly
it's all about.
impossible. Much more viable PvE endgame content now. Cool.
Yes,
so we have
they
at least
haven't-
incursions to look forward to when
Yes.
we finish
Yes.
the main game. That's
What
good.
the one's called the Dragon's Nest or something?
Oh
or-
yeah, I've watched some videos on Dragon's Nest. I've watched some videos on Dragon's Nest. That is a son of a bitch.
Cool.
That's going to be
ready to take it on.
That's going
Right.
to be a fun time.
I like all of these like overwhelming odds. I like.
I
when it's
wish we
just a
could
little
make
bit-
our own clan though and have a clan name
That's
and
true.
everything.
It's true.
We could make like a clan, grab them by the pussy or something.
Oh man. Wow. GBP. Oh, there we go.
That'd be hilarious.
So for people that don't know, get something with look up on just Google Trump. I don't know what else word. Just Google Trump, you'll find it.
Google, Trump
Somebody-
and Billy Bush.
Somebody said, "Did you
it's a
see
thing
that?"
he had with Billy Bush, where they were bragging about their conquest. He was trying to get with this married woman who's like a journalist, but she's like really hot, and Trump was like frustrated that he couldn't get with her. And I'm a star, and I can just walk up to a girl and grab them, and I mean they've got him all on video saying this stuff. I mean, he's screwed. I mean,
That
come on.
RPG, I think you just won my heart. Clan name Swag Yo Puss. Fucking A. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. Just the funny thing is somebody was like, Did you see that controversial Trump video? And I was like, which one?
I've watched. I watched
The media
my wife
just
showed it
that's
to
all
me.
they're having a field day. They're having a great time. This is a good time to be in the media right now. I bet
this is
people's
all
pay
Trump
rates are
said.
going up, because
Yeah.
they don't
Trump. This is what Trump said about it. He goes, "Well, I've played golf with Bill Clinton. He said much worse."
Yeah, I
okay,
bet he
that's
did.
on the golf course,
Right, I
That's
bet he
not being
did.
videotaped or audio taped, and
And that's the thing, people were getting on him too. I'm not standing up for him. But the thing is, if something he said apparently like 10 years ago, get the fuck over it. People, in 10 years' time, a lot changes,
Yeah, but he was still running. He was still a presidential candidate back then, though, when he did
10
all
years
this.
ago?
Did he run?
Yeah.
Did he actually run?
I don't remember that at all.
Oh yeah, he ran. This isn't the first time.
Oh, nobody
Of course,
paid
he
any
didn't-
attention to him,
He
'cause
didn't
he's-
get nominated. He didn't make the party nomination. Or
there you
anything,
go.
but
Yeah.
He's ran for president before. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't care. It's that far
Gets his
back.
name in
It's
the paper,
whatever. Yeah, it's not even. Anyway, so that's this, social media bullshit news today. All right. So yeah, Division. Anything else y'all want to talk about with that? Because we were playing earlier, and I was like, can we just roll into the podcast playing the Division?
Yeah.
And not
Well,
even
we
stop
might
playing
do
the
an
Division.
episode from the test server. We said,
Yeah.
You never know.
I guess they're gonna release the new DLC Survival after the 1.4.
Yes, after 1.4, after
Yeah.
they release 1.4, and we see what happens. However, apparently some people aren't happy with 1.4,
Yeah,
as Janzer
so-
tells me.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I don't know,
Tell me more
man.
about this
I can't tell you more about it because it was just a tweet that somebody retweeted
okay,
about a
at
video.
least at least tell the audience the title of that video you told us about, which just sounds
Oh, it's
so
just a
fucking
video.
ridiculous.
It's a YouTube and video, so of course it's going to be over the top, and because that's how you get attention, and that I actually do understand. As much as I talk shit about that, I do get it. How do you get? How else do you get noticed?
Oh, I get
But-
that. I get that.
Let's-
But
let me-
there's there's a line. Like,
we're
there's a
we're
line
getting
when you-
really dumb here right now because we're going to start criticizing a title of a video, but let's do it anyways because why the
Yes.
fuck not? Let me find it real quick here. It says The Division, too easy and too much loot. PTS week 3 changes.
Oh my fucking Christ!
Well,
Jesus,
I have to agree right off the bat. I hope they don't globally nerf the enemies too much. Maybe a 10%.
I don't want
across
any
the
nerfing.
board.
No. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Why? They're a good level right now. Like how difficult
but that's
things
the
are.
thing.
This
I'm
is
talking
good.
about the lower level enemies. They could stand to lose a little bit of health.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No.
The
Here's the
bullet
thing.
sponge. I'm not talking about the bosses.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the lobies. The what do you call them? The mooks or whatever
No.
you call them. Gamertron.
No.
yeah.
Look,
I'm
we're
not
at
talking
25.
I'm not talking about a nerf and damage or anything.
We're at
but
25, and some of the lobby characters I'm able to one shot. If that can happen, no.
Yeah, but you're up in there.
I'm 25 as well. So if I'm on their level, get on my level. No, I don't think
Yeah,
so.
I wouldn't mind like the lowest guys being like health wise.
Let's talk about this
10%.
count. You were also
like 10%.
someone.
I said 10%.
You were also using like a level 8 sniper rifle or something like that. Right when we were level 18. What was it?
Yeah, hold on one sec. Have fun.
Yeah, Count.
Sorry,
Go ahead, do your thing, man.
My wife's going to work.
Yeah, okay, all right, fair enough. Yeah, Count was running around with a lower level sniper rifle because he
careful.
liked it, but that's how good the weapons are. It makes you want to use there was a submachine gun that I had, and I knew it was out of range already, but I really liked that one, so I kept using it for a bit. Shotguns are like that for me too. I know I keep using them when maybe I should change out, but that's just kind of how that is. So yeah. You definitely have to make sure you upgrade your weapons because you'll find another one that's got that same mechanic or whatever, and it's gonna be better damage and all that. That's another thing to talk about is the DPS, like that DPS thing. That's an interesting little filter.
And the little misconception here, like a lot of people have, like saying the enemies are like they're too much like bullet sponges, or this video that's saying they're too easy. What people got to realize is it's all dependent on the weapon.
Yeah.
What's the weapon? What's the weapon you're using? How is it modded?
How are you playing the game? How are you playing the game?
Exactly. It's not necessarily the game's fault. It may be your fault. Exactly.
Well, it may not be that person's fault. They may be actually doing probably everything they possibly can do in order to have the most damage, and they may even be going into areas that is a little not enough challenge for them. I can't blame people for that. There's going to be those players. They happen. They exist in every fucking game. They math it out, they're not playing the game. They're playing arithmetic, where they're like, okay, this much this and this much that and blah, blah, blah. And now this is going to make me the most overpowered thing. Whereas I play the feel of combat, I'm not playing real combat here. So when I run into a crowd of enemies and I've got a shotgun, that's a fucking fun time. I'm not really I look at the damage numbers enough, but I also determine, okay, this shotgun is technically under level DPS versus this M4, but the how I can fire this M4 and how it feels to me isn't the same at all with how I can take down somebody with this shotgun in one shot, because each shot of the shotgun is way more damage than even 5 shots of the M4, for example, but you just have to hit every single time, which means you got to get in there,
Right.
So yeah, it's just a lot of it does come down to how are you playing the game,
Exactly.
Which weapons are you using? So,
Well, they are doing a global health nerf of the lower enemies.
all right, fair enough.
Well,
Lower
they're not-
enemies, whatever.
Yeah.
I can deal with it.
I'm not talking about
Okay.
it's not a major, but isn't that right, Gamertron? Isn't that
Yeah,
what-
they are changing the health of the enemies. They are changing when 1.4 drops. They will be changing the health of the enemies. To make the more difficult stuff a little more manageable, especially for players who play solo.
That's what
the
I
main
was getting
goal.
at. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
The thing about that,
I played
video-
solo.
Not everybody plays in a group.
Yeah, I play solo too, and it's fine. I mean, if you run into a group of 20 guys, you're gonna get fucking killed. What are you gonna do? I mean,
Yeah,
this
that's
is not. This is not Borderlands
And that's
2.
realistic.
Right.
I mean,
it's not Borderlands 2.
Yeah. You're not Rambo. Yeah.
Well, maybe you are, but maybe you need that turret. You know,
You're
maybe
a
you
man,
need to
not a
make sure
god.
your
Yeah.
grenades are on point. Maybe you need to make sure that you've got the right gear and you don't have just 2 weapons and you've got one of every type so you don't run out of ammo. Maybe, you know, there's a lot you can do. Gamertron, you know, I like
Yes.
working on really difficult odds. Remember Titanfall? It was like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't play one of these, but you know, so, and you're right. But man, did I push it. I think I got to like round 2 of Angel City on my own. You know, those kinds of things. It's just, it's, I don't know. There's a lot of things you can do if you want to play solo. And I think maybe they're probably doing the right thing. They're doing
Well, as long as they keep the difficulty up when you're in a group,
Right.
that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, they can lower the difficulty a little for the solo.
It's true.
But as long as it scales to how many people you have in your group,
That's-
and you know,
Probably the best thing I've heard
Yeah.
right now during this podcast is making sure that the shit scales with the group.
because
Yeah.
you want to
Yes.
keep the game difficult. You know,
Yes.
there's no doubt.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
trying.
You
I'm
want
not
it right on
calling
the
for
edge.
I'm not calling for a nerf,
Yeah.
but just to make it a little bit more of a division between the lower guys and the lieutenants and then the bosses. You know,
Yeah.
I like to see a gap between the health of those.
Yeah.
Of course, I want the guys coming out with the armor and all that stuff to be bullet sponges. You have to use tactics and teamwork to take them down. That's the beauty of the game. So,
Yes.
Yeah.
but the low guys, you know, the lowest guys could stand maybe a 10%. You know, a 10%.
I'm still plugging them
Decrease.
with,
That's just
with
my
the pistols, so I'm.
Yeah.
I don't really.
There you go.
I don't really. You know, I'll tell you what. One of my biggest beefs with the game is melee. There's no care for upgrading your melee in any way, shape, or form. There's none. Unless
It's
I
a
just
gun game,
haven't.
though. I mean-
I don't give me the option to melee then because
Well,
it's
you can
pointless.
elbow them in the teeth.
It doesn't do
It's,
anything.
it's more of a last resort. It does do something. It
It's
stuns
very
the enemy.
little.
It
Very
stuns
little.
it stuns the enemy temporarily, so you can
Yes.
get away and get to cover and shoot them.
It stuns them so you can turn your back, take 3 steps, and get shot in the back.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
that's
tomato,
just,
tomato.
there is no tomato. That's the truth.
I'm glad it doesn't have. I'm kind of
Alright.
glad there's not melee weapons. I'm kind of glad about that.
No melee weapons is fine, but there's got to be an upgrade to your melee.
The shotgun is a melee weapon.
You know, if we're talking about this, then you start looking at real like military forces. They have melee options too. What about a knife? You know, that's a knife. It does more damage than a gun
even
hit.
in real military combat. And I'm not a veteran.
It's
or
very-
anything
no,
like
it's
that,
very-
But I'm sure there's not that much melee going on,
No,
unless you're like storming the beach with.
There's not, depending on the situation for sure. When you're in a gunfight, no,
Especially
absolutely
nowadays.
not.
Yeah,
you're,
especially nowadays.
Yeah, no, most of their stuff has to do with when they don't really know what's going on in a situation in civilians and they need to subdue them. That's a different story. You don't
That's
want to
different.
stab them
Yeah.
or knock them out. But honestly, come on. You can't give me a knife count. I can't get a knife just for a... Come
You
on.
don't need a goddamn knife.
I do
Andrew.
need a knife, all
No,
right?
you don't.
A knife.
You could just elbow a guy in the
A
teeth
bayonet.
and then- A bayonet.
That's bullshit.
some
You don't need a
games-
bayonet.
Some
That's-
games
but a
have
knife,
in-depth
yes.
melee. This game is more focused on range combat.
I don't need to focus on melee. I just need something a little bit better than that
I didn't
shitty
say you did.
swipe. I know. I'm just saying.
fuck
I don't-
melee, man.
Yeah, I just need a knife. That's all. Just that's it. Just it. That's just a little bit.
You'll have your melee when Shadow Warrior 2 comes out.
No, I don't. It's not
do you
appeasing
mean, no?
me. This is not appeasing me.
Oh
Anyway,
my
so
God.
no, but these are not real problems with the game. You know, the game's great.
Like, how much melee do you have in Siege?
You have a pretty good amount of melee in Siege.
Do
Like,
you
You
have-
you have your knife. You have Sledge's hammer. You have what was
it's
something
not
else.
something that comes up as like, oh, I can't take this guy down because my swipe with the gun barrel is really gonna do nothing to him other than
So the-
maybe stagger him. You know,
They're trying to make it a Steven Seagal simulator or something.
Yeah. Oh, man, don't make
he's
me-
gonna take on terrorists. With a
in
goddamn
reality,
knife.
I'm like, come on, can I do
Shoot
some
that
jujitsu
big
on these guys? Can I do some jujitsu? Oh, like I've got him down. And I'm gonna slice his throat open. All right, perfect.
those Steven Seagal
know-
movies are so fucking hokey.
I think he's
Oh my
still doing
God.
movies. I
Oh,
swear
he
to
is,
God,
he
I
is,
think
he
he
is.
is. Yeah.
He is.
That guy would have been shot 20 times in the first 20 minutes.
Thank you, Graham. Melee takedowns are logical for indoor tactical raids. Absolutely right. There was some office thing that we were in, And imagine if we could at least tackle somebody to the ground, you know? Or it just...
Eh.
I need my melee.
It's just not that kind of game.
I know.
I mean, the SWAT team,
The gunplay's
don't even
great.
melee like they've got some old 70-year-old lady that's whacked out on her prescription meds and she's threatening to cut her husband's throat. They just take a fucking shotgun to her. It might be full of beanbags, but I mean, they're not even going to melee a 70-year-old woman. Why would you do a fucking terrorist organization? Come on, melee's just not realistic in that. Come on,
No,
man.
it's about gunplay.
This isn't the UFC.
But you could
right?
give them a knife. A knife. A knife is.
Oh
is,
man,
is
we're still
reasonable.
going on this.
Okay, we're gonna. Yeah,
I'm not gonna
we'll
give-
throw a.
Yeah,
we'll throw a baton and trip them. Like, what
Oh,
is
fuck
it? The fucking
batons.
batarang?
Batons are pieces of
Get
shit.
the fuck out of
I
here.
agree.
Oh my
batons
God.
are trash.
Okay,
but
okay.
a knife,
Christ.
that's reasonable. Yeah, it's logical too. All right. What else do we got?
Well, scaling it back a bit to that controversial Division video, like the thing that we talked about the easy difficulty, but the thing that just boggles my mind why this is even in the title of the video: too much loot. Fucking what?
I don't know,
What?
man.
This is a game all about loot. You would want more loot. The more
No.
loot you get, let me hear me out.
I agree.
The more loot you get, the more options you get for customization, the more resources you get for crafting. Basically, the more loot you get, like it doesn't make you feel like you're not getting anything. Like the more rewards you get, the more reward you feel, the more options you get to go after the rewards you really want.
Yeah.
Like
I don't want to kill a guy and it's like a fucking pinata. All right.
No, not like that. That's
I
true.
think that the amount of loot that drops right now is perfect. That's just
Yes.
my opinion. Because I've played games, like I said, where you kill a boss and it's a loot explosion every time. It's the same
Yeah.
old stuff. And
That's
you spend
Borderlands
half the
too.
game deleting shit or
Yeah.
just
but
deconstructing
here's the
shit.
thing count. Here's the thing count. You're saying this now, but you haven't gone to the crafting system of the Division, which requires resources. And the more loot you get, the more resources you get, the more you can craft better gear.
Yeah, but they have perks that give you gives you like every hour you can go open a little resource box and shit like
but
that.
It's only +1.
Nah, we
It's only
don't
plus
need
one.
more
I do
loot.
that.
Without hitting like end game, I don't think it's like I can even argue anything here. I don't want like I don't want Borderlands 2 style. I don't want that.
Yeah,
I think what they have now is perfectly fine. You know?
I think
but I'm
it's
not
fine.
end game.
I wouldn't even mind them toning it down just a bit.
I'm not even end game, you know. And this
Yeah.
game, I play this game. This game is just Diablo with guns. That's all it is to me. That's absolutely all it is. You go in there, you kill enemies, you get your loot, you manage your inventory. Go out there, you kill enemies, you get your loot, you manage your inventory. Go
Yeah.
out there, you get your... And it's all about, like, how do you handle each encounter? That's all it is. Every encounter is just a little bit different, and I can handle it a little bit differently. Am I going to pull out pistol first? Am I going to go with the LMG? Am I going to use a submachine gun? Am I going to use a shotgun? Am I going to use, whatever? How am I going to... Am I going to go hard in? Am I going to flank? Am I going to do defensive? Am I just going to play, whatever? There's a lot of options now, because it's new to me. In 6 months, who knows? How? Maybe in 3 months. I have that thing where I don't play games very long. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Well, I tend to play MMOs. If I have people to play with and we have like a regular group, you know what I mean? I've been known to get into them and wear them out and make podcasts about them and shit, but and piss off developers and But the developers aren't as open as it doesn't seem to be quite as like accessible as like other games. So
Oh, no.
I don't. Good for you. I hate playing MMOs where like they have like a weekly live stream and it's like, oh, we're gonna pop into the social hub and kill everybody and shit like that, like they did in DC Universe.
Wait,
it's like,
what?
Stay the fuck
What?
off
The developers
stay the
go in
fuck
there and
off the
kill
game
you?
and do your job, you pinhead. Yeah, you should be
Just
busy
go
fixing.
in and kill you?
Yeah, like in DC Universe, that
What?
Ted Stone a-hole, Meps or whatever.
I don't
Like
know.
he would use his like dev hack and spawn like the penguin in the middle of the fucking in the middle
Oh,
of
to cause
the,
havoc because it's fun.
yeah, to call it because it's something fun to do. I'm like, shouldn't you guys be fixing glitches and bugs right now?
Wow. Well, maybe
You know
that's
what I
his
mean?
job is to be the social person.
Yeah, but even he's got like one of the actual game, like the guys that's developing the powers, or he's got him there in the live stream. Like, I want him working on the game. I don't want him doing that shit.
Oh, he's brought a
And they
dev
do that
in.
like 2 times a week.
Yeah. Okay.
Like nobody wants to see your ass. And go fix your fucking game,
Well,
Sparky.
people, I think it's pretty proven that interaction with the community does help a lot. Warframe, for example, years of development, still going, still doing all that interactive stuff. I don't understand. Is it Canadian Turkey Day today or the other day?
It's Thanksgiving Monday.
Okay, there
Thanks,
you go.
It's Canadian Thanksgiving Monday.
Yeah, because they put out something about like Happy Thanksgiving. I was
Wait,
like, what the fuck's wrong with you? I was like, oh, you're Canadian. That's what's wrong. Jeez.
Wait,
forgot.
what?
Wait,
Wrong.
what?
No,
you
wait
got
a
all your
second.
things
What is
mixed
this all
up.
About, eh? What is this all about, eh?
Hey, so today is the day that Canadians celebrate wiping out the natives.
That's true.
Oh, okay.
Not today. Monday.
See, ours is next month.
Monday.
Oh, Monday.
They didn't
you're
do
celebrating
that.
the.
They
the
were
mass,
much nicer about it.
wiping out of.
They
the,
didn't wipe them out. They were much nicer. So.
Oh, the Canadians were nicer.
Oh, I feel so guilty for what my ancestors did hundreds of years
It's
ago
true.
that I had nothing to do with.
Everyone should feel guilty about that. I'm kidding.
Oh, I never said
think
feel
it's-
guilty
I
about
don't
it. I'm
care.
just saying, like, when you go to school and they teach you that, Thanksgiving, and they have a little picture of the pilgrim and the
The United
Indians
States
sitting
is a lot
together,
worse about that account.
And, they're playing fucking dominoes or some shit. I mean, I don't know what
Actually,
they're doing,
I'll tell you what I learned about in public schools and about like natives in the United States, which was totally nothing that I learned like from family or anything like that. It was just ridiculous shit. Pretty much nothing. They just skip it as much as possible, and that's pretty much it. So I had to learn everything else on my own. I was like, what the fuck is wrong? I live in this country? Wow, this is crazy. I was like, why don't we know about these things? Why isn't this a thing that, you grow up and you realize, well, you're not going to talk about the worst things you ever did. You're not going to teach your population. Here are all the
Full
horrible.
disclosure, they should teach the kids what happened.
should.
I'm not saying
Yeah.
they
They
should
should,
be guilty
because-
about it.
Yeah, it has to do
No.
with learning from mistakes,
You can feel superior about it if you want. That's
What's
your
the-
choice. But I'm
United
just saying.
States needs to go through the 12-step program. That's all it is. So
Oh my
here's
fucking Jesus!
I mean, I don't
Oh my
really
fucking
care about
Jesus?
marginalized
Wow.
groups.
Easy
I'm
now.
just saying, call it what it call us, call it what it is. Don't.
Well, does that count? I heard where you were going with that. All right.
Never mind,
Somebody
man.
will call you a racist for that just because you're
No,
using a
I'm
phrase. Just
being
because you're
opposite
using a
of that.
phrase. Yeah.
Oh, you
Big
mean
one.
like me and how because I asked yeah.
I don't know idea what you're talking about.
Oh,
I don't know why they
the
type-
Elite
why do they call
Dangerous,
it
remember?
Thanksgiving,
I
though?
got called a racist for asking, is English your
For
first
asking
language?
for right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I got called racist.
That's why the episode 26 title is "Divided We Stand."
There we go. Divided we
Beautiful.
stand.
That's
pretty good.
Fucking beautiful.
I like that.
Yeah.
Divided we stand. That's beautiful.
So, now that I'm going to be checked into Restart, thanks to the B3 gaming
Oh,
community
for shitting
for playing so
Christ.
much The Division. I've played so much of The Division the past few days. It's a ridiculous amount.
I have too. I've played. It's
Yeah. But it's good. I'm on board
Getting
with
a
Count.
workout.
It's a great game, and
I'm so glad you guys like it. It's
But I'm
great.
still a productive member of society. I'm not going to sit around just play video games.
No. Whereas I am a unemployed piece of shit right now, that's living off of money that I acquired through my job and
Through all your
stocked up.
Twitch donations.
Stocked up. Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
The YouTube Twitch thing totally worked out.
All right, Angry Joe.
I don't know.
You
That's
believe
I should lie and say, you know what? Actually, I quit my job so I can start the YouTube business. Let's go, guys. Come on, support me.
I didn't think I'd ever make this video, but
Oh, we're doing
I love
this
how they
again.
always. Why do they always come out and say when they're pandering for money? I never thought I was going to make this video.
I need to get some of the
You knew
children
you were
that are
going to make this
murderers.
video months ago.
I need to
you
get some of the
asshole.
children that murder each other around my building to like
my
be in the
God.
video. Look at my children, they're
Oh
dying.
my god. Oh, how are we going to get? How are we going to? Is this
Or-
podcast advertiser friendly? In
Or-
all honesty,
It's not.
For,
I'm sorry.
For the price of a cup
Well, we
of
haven't
coffee,
said any racist or certain phrases that would be against certain groups yet. So.
For 97 cents a
okay,
day,
I
we
get
could
it.
sponsor
Get on
Janzer
that.
into
Oh
Restart.
God, you already did, man. Come on, really?
Do what?
Don't.
I didn't hear what you said. I was busy talking over
This
you.
is
Go ahead.
my livelihood. All right, this is my future livelihood. You're destroying. I
You're
need
fucked.
advertisers. God damn it!
You're fucked.
I'm fucked as fuck. Yeah, it's true.
Hey, we can sponsor you and get you into Restart.
can we knock it off with the
We
restart?
can
I
because
love
it's beautiful.
Restart.
I'm gonna start like a sub company of it called Restock because that's all I ever
Oh
ask
my-
for in the game.
Restock. Yeah, that's true. Division's not Restart.
Restock.
It's Restock. Where's the
Where's the
Restock?
Restock?
Where's the damn Restock? Addicted to Restock.
Oh man,
I don't
no,
know. man.
no count.
I'm
I mean,
hoping they open a Restart clinic down the road from me. That'd be awesome. I want to be a counselor there.
oh yeah,
God.
Make it a stream house or some shit.
you can tell them all the reasons why they shouldn't play DCU online.
Yeah, well, 2 reasons. Headstone. 2 words.
Oh man.
More,
So I
more.
So I got, for those of you who don't know, our wonderful listeners, I got my new graphics card I
Yeah,
was
you did.
talking about a couple weeks ago. Was a fucking pain in the ass to get it installed.
Mm-hmm.
Was a pain in the ass to figure out, to get everything working and functional again. But it's all worked out, and I'm getting back in gear. And those of you listening who are subbed to my YouTube channel, I do apologize that I have not uploaded a video in a week. That's mostly been due to getting all my software optimized and recalibrated after all this nonsense. But I have been, thanks to my new 1060, I've been able to play some games I wasn't able to play with my 970. So this week, besides playing the Division with you guys, I was able to finally start playing Quantum Break. Quantum Break, the Steam version, no less. And I have to say, I'm enjoying the game much more than I expected. Because I've been following Quantum Break for a while. I knew what I was getting into when I bought it and when I started playing it. But I have to say, I'm genuinely surprised how much more I'm enjoying it. Especially the combat. I don't want to spoil anything about the story. I will say that the story it's gripping. I can't tell you whether it's truly great or not until I get to the conclusion. This is one of those stories where the journey and the ending, I don't know how they correlate. I know that the game has multiple endings, and you can make multiple choices throughout the story that will change actually change story outcomes and gameplay instances, which is really cool in many regards. I'm definitely going to be replaying this game to see all the different story choices. But the thing about Quantum Break is, if you guys have seen the gameplay, have you guys
Not
seen
really,
anything
no.
about Quantum Break?
I followed it when it came out and people talking about it. It sounded like it hit a lot of people in the right spot and hit a lot of other people in the wrong spot. So,
Yeah. You mean like every game ever?
yeah, pretty much.
So the thing I'm really enjoying about Quantum Break is, and what maybe its downfall is its combat. Its combat is really fucking sweet. Now, for those of you who know anything about Quantum Break, it's all about time and manipulating time, and the main character gets powers, time powers.
Eagle powers? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
It's cool. And some of this shit is really, really cool, and it makes the combat encounters really, really interesting. You get this one ability where you can, freeze an enemy for a certain amount of time, shoot at this kind of time bubble that you've frozen him in, and as you shoot into that time bubble, the bullets, build up, and they kind of, I don't know how you say, multiply, or... I don't know how to describe it, but when the bubble breaks, all the bullets that are frozen in that bubble start moving and all hit the enemy at once. So it's a very useful ability for, one, being able to slow down pesky enemies.
So it's like
A
the
lot of-
Matrix.
Yeah. There's a lot of abilities that will slow down time, have you move faster. There's this really cool ability that... damn it, which one was it? Oh, there's this one really cool ability where after you do a dash across the environment, time slows down for a few seconds so you can pull off some headshots or perform a melee attack. The combat is really satisfying, really cool, and the game has some amazing visual effects. Like there's some graphical issues. There's this simply awful motion blur that you can't turn off, and it's on all the time, and it makes the textures look muddy. I really wish I could turn up. Yeah, I wish it was give me free money. Woo! But yeah, there's this really horrible motion blur effect on the visuals overall, and it makes the game look a lot worse than it actually is. When you stand still and you actually look at the textures, it's a really good looking game, but whenever you're in motion, this horrible motion blur effect is always on, and it just I don't know what the purpose of this motion blur was. I really don't get it. I don't get why there isn't an option to turn it off. Like, it's a damn shame because it's a good looking game, but I know it could look better if I could turn off that stupid motion blur. But the game looks gorgeous.
Yeah, but that signifies that revolves around the whole stop time aspect of the game. So they want you to keep that on,
Maybe.
It'd be like the Matrix. It'd be like, when Keanu Reeves, he leans backwards and his arms are waving like he's swimming or whatever,
And he says, whoa.
There are moments like that. There are really cool, like, set pieces in the game. Yeah. There are really Matrix X-esque moments in the game where the world is bending and shifting because time is breaking. And
but do they have really cool dubstep noises? Wow, wow, while that's going on? Because if they don't, I'm not sold. But if they do, I'm absolutely unsold. Fuck dubstep. Sorry. Go ahead.
Wait. Sold or unsold?
I hate when they throw dubstep crap all over things just because they think that's gonna.
Well, the music's not really. It's more synthetic. I believe is the term. It's more synth than dubstep. It's more synth techno, I guess. Again,
you don't need to sell it to me. It's okay, man. If it is what it is, I just don't like dubstep. Sorry.
But the combat in this game is what I'm having a lot of fun with. But I think I'm nearing the end of the game, and if that's the case, I think the biggest downfall of the game so far would be is that there isn't enough combat. Because when the combat's happening, it's a lot of fun. You get a good rhythm, but then it stops and 20 minutes long of cutscenes. And while the cutscenes are enjoyable, they're well animated, and there's really good voice acting from some notable actors that you may have seen in television and in movies. It's just, I have a strong feeling that this game, they were trying to go for one thing, but didn't realize they had something really good on the side. Again, this is all just my opinion, my perspective. The story is good, but I think their combat is better, and I think they were so focused on delivering a story that they didn't realize, hey, you got a really good combat system here. I mean, this would be perfect for, a survival horde mode.
That's what I felt about Mass Effect 2.
Well, it all depends. I haven't finished the game yet, and you can replay the game, and choosing different choosing different choices in the story does affect the gameplay and the cutscenes and stuff like that. So, I'm really enjoying Quantum Break. I'm looking forward to finishing it, and those of you listening who are subbed to my channel, you can expect a video on Quantum Break in the near future. One other game I got to play this week, and then I'll shut up because I'm hogging all the time.
No, you're good. Keep going.
I finally, thanks to my new 1060, I was finally able to play Gears of War with no issue. Gears of War Ultimate Edition. Oh, man.
Wow.
And too bad the Division's not running right.
Yeah, again, I'm hoping if I upgrade my motherboard, that will take care of that. If not, I don't know what else to do with the Division. I really don't know.
You still have to send me your actual specs, dude. I used to do technical.
I can send them. I can send.
Yeah, you said that last time too. I'm just saying.
I swear, after this podcast, remind me right after the podcast. I'll send them to you.
I'd like to know as well.
My system, my board is I bought it 4 years ago. And my card and my processor and my RAM and my hard drive and all of it still. This is a 4-year-old machine at this point.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I know what the fuck I'm doing with tech.
Yeah,
so you tell me what you have.
Sure. Okay.
Go ahead.
I've been also. Actually playing. I haven't been able to beat Gears of War this week, but I was able to play more into the campaign, and I'm really liking it so far. You
got that off the Windows 10 store, right?
Yes, this is playing off the Windows
God.
10 store.
Okay.
This is, But it turns out it wasn't the Windows 10 store that was causing me the issues. I guess it was just my card. Now that I have a better card, it is running. I'm running everything on ultra max settings, and it's no problems. No problems.
You
at
had a
all,
great
running
card.
smoothly.
That's another thing too for everyone listening to understand is that Gamertron tends to run everything at max.
Oh yes.
So if he ever complains, tell him to shut up.
Yeah.
Because he's running with everything on, you know. When you're running at that level,
Tron, medium,
No,
Yeah.
moderation.
you might need to check like the other parts of your system. So your card is probably really overcompensating for something else.
I've become I've even made a video about this. I've
Yeah.
become a graphics whore.
Yeah,
I
all
only
right,
play
great.
games at
Join the
ultra
camp with
settings
me.
60.
Whoa. Blue shirts only. Wait. People are gonna be like, "What the hell are you talking about? Blue shirts?" The Division. The Division.
It's
It's
an
all.
in
It all
joke.
comes
It's a
back to
joke.
the Division.
The marginalized Smurfs. Yeah.
Fuck your Smurf.
Oh yeah.
Well, you know, we've talked about that too.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, to finish up the Gears of War thing, now that I've been able to play more into the campaign, unlike Quantum Break, I'm not really liking the story of Gears, and I'm a bit confused why people are
Gears
so...
story.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm so very confused why people are like they praise the Gears of War games for their stories, which just confuses the hell out of me because I'm playing the first Gears of War and I'm just the story's like it's just there. It doesn't feel epic or dramatic. It just feels like this is an excuse to get to the next shootout. Which
This sounds
I'm
like a
cool
game
with.
I would love.
Because the shooting is great.
Yeah,
I
that's
got
awesome.
to try
I'd
out
love
some
the
new
game then.
I got to try out some new weapons. This shotgun called the Gnasher, which feels amazing. There's these little enemies. There's these little crawling locusts that try to get in your face and melee you. And when you shoot them with the shotgun, they just blow up into millions of gory pieces. The game has a surprisingly very satisfying gore system for being an older game, but this is the Ultimate Edition, so they have up-res things. And despite being an older game, and some of the animations, like the animation quality, like it does show its age, but since they up-res the visuals, like the game does feel good, it does look good, the combat is very satisfying, and goddamn, chainsawing a locust in half never gets old. That's very, very fun. Playing Gears Ultimate Edition has me excited for Gears of War 4, and I will be picking up Gears of War 4 this month. I'll be looking
Nice.
forward to playing that. So
I
this
hear
has got
good
me-
things about this game so far. I've heard good things, nothing but good things. So this
Yeah,
should be
yeah.
interesting.
Same here. So that's my games for the week.
I got to get on these developers to give me free copies of games because I'm not buying shit anymore until I have a steady supply of income coming in. I mean, I'm going to be getting income because that company is going to be paying me. But still,
yeah, they better.
it's not the same. I don't want to. Yeah, I'm in hibernation mode at this point, pretty much. So, got to start streaming 24/7, asking for donations. I'll take my tits out, bitch.
There you go. Dancer the cam whore.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
try
so
it.
Gears
Yeah,
of
dude.
War, what did you call it? Ultimate
Gears
Fighting
of War
Edition?
Ultimate, Gears of War Ultimate Edition. That's what I've been playing.
All about
And
the
I'm
fucking no story. Yeah, got
Yep.
it. Just get straight in.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got some people in chat. They're confused why I'm not liking the story. It's just not working with me, guys. Sorry. Like I'm not feeling attached to these characters. I'm not caring for the ongoing plot. Like it's
Gamertron?
not connecting.
Have
with me.
have you seen all of the X-Men movies that have come
Yeah.
out recently?
Yes.
Where
Well,
would you
except
put if
Apocalypse.
this
I
was
haven't
an
seen
X-Men
Apocalypse.
movie, which one would it be?
Gears 1.
Well, because
If it
he's
was
saying
an
the story's
X-Men
not that
movie.
great to him, but the combat is. So that's why I'm like, if it were one of the X-Men movies and they've had a range of success from bad to pretty good, which one would it be title?
Yeah, a lot of the X-Men movie problems is that crappy director, though.
Yeah. But there's like I said,
That
been a lot of
overrated
movies. There's been
shit.
some good movies. There's been some good
Yeah.
ones.
I need to think. Like an X-Men movie where I
Would it be Wolverine? You can even talk about the after, because that didn't have a great story, but the combat was pretty good. I like that train scene. That train fighting scene was
you
great.
know what? Yeah, sure. Wolverine.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Kind of thought so. I was just thinking. Yeah. All right.
Again, it's not a good, not a bad game. It's not a bad game. Gears of War is not a bad game. I just want to be clear on that. I am really enjoying the gameplay, and they do really mix things up in the campaign. There are very unique scenarios. Like there's one scenario where you're up against this enemy called a Berserker. He's blind, but he hears you and he can kill you in one hit. So you've got to kind of shoot at him to lure him towards you, but don't get too close, else he'll one hit kill you. It's a very cool situation. There's another real cool situation where you're in this old creepy town in the dark, and there are
Berserker,
these...
you say?
Yes.
So, like,
And-
my love for you is like a truck berserker. Would you like some making
Make
fuck
some fuck
berserker?
berserker.
Oh my god.
We didn't rehearse this. Go ahead.
Thanks, Count. That was awesome.
Oh, hey, we might have a little duet going for silly songs.
True. We're going to be touring this
Yeah.
this winter.
Boy, that'll be sold out.
Oh, I need a job, so I can start touring. Oh, great. Perfect. You need an audience
Would
first.
you like
Shut
to
up.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna go the next verse.
Oh, man. That's awesome. I'm sorry. Gamertron. Go
No,
ahead.
it's fine. I'm done with Gears. I'm liking the game. Gonna hopefully beat it soon, and looking forward to Gears 4 this month.
I think it's
is it
going to be
this
great.
month that comes out? Cool.
Yeah, actually, Gears 4 comes out Tuesday. Coming out Tuesday.
Damn.
It's the 11th, if I'm
I
correct.
might
It is
pick
the
that
11th?
up. I might
Shit,
pick
is it
that
the
up
11th?
on the Windows 10.
I think it's the 11th, or is it the 13th? I may be mistaken. I don't know. Yeah, I know next week. It's coming out next week. I know that much.
We're gonna talk about that song.
It's the 11th. I know what it is. Special day
My
for
love
everyone.
for you is like a truck. Yeah, now I'm gonna be singing that goddamn song all night.
Every time I
dude.
hear Berserker, I always think of that, but I don't always get the lyrics right, so I don't even know if I got it right. I think I got
you
it
got it
close.
right.
Oh, okay. All
You
right.
got it right.
It's not like it's hard, but it's just a little off from normal English, you know? So,
Yeah, it's the hey Olaf.
would you like some
girl?
making fuck? Come on.
girl?
That's
You
good.
like girl?
Yeah.
Count, just rewind a bit before you read the chat. Wait, I sounded like a chicken?
No, that's a rewind.
rewinding.
That shows how young you are. Jeez. He's like, what is this? Rewind. Yeah, sorry.
I didn't know that was the I don't know,
the
50s
official
rewind sound.
Nah, it's more like, I don't know. What did I do? Where's that name?
Go ahead, Tron.
Well, Count, you said you were considering getting Gears 4 off the Windows 10 store.
Can you get it off the Windows 10 store?
Yeah, that's the only way on
we go.
PC.
Yeah.
So you're
I
really
might
considering
pick it up. Yeah.
Even though you hate the Windows 10 store, you'd consider for Gears 4?
I just going along with you what you said. You hated the Windows 10 store.
Yeah.
I've never bought anything off the Windows 10 store.
See,
Oh yeah, well it's
You're influential.
inconvenient.
Do they have
Tom.
a refund?
Unfortunately, no. That is
Oh
one
no,
thing
I
that
probably won't be buying off the Windows
garbage.
10 store then.
there is
Garbage.
no refund
Bill
whatsoever.
Gates just lining his pockets.
I would
That's
love
bullshit.
to refund
looking
my
for
Windows
Count's
10.
money. Bill Gates just wants your money.
Hey,
Count.
will the game run more than 30 frames a second, unlike Mafia 3 on the PC?
Oh yes, let's talk about that.
Yes.
Go ahead.
What the fuck? Like, I'm surprised I'm surprised how well the developers hid this. Like, it's coming out this. When is it?
Well, how
Oh,
did they
it's
hide it
already
if we
out.
know about it? How did
It's
they
already
hide it
out.
then? Yeah, I
The
was gonna
game's
say.
been out for 2 days.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's just. Wow, I'm so surprised that in this day and age, like, I can't believe that, and the developers specifically, because they've made games on PC before that haven't been locked at 30 FPS. So just, I'm really staggered. Like,
And then
a
they have
AAA game like
they have
this.
the gall to come out with like a message saying we currently have a patch running here at the studio.
You know
that
what's going on?
includes 30, 60, and unlimited frames per second options in the video menu.
Well, why didn't you launch
yeah,
that
why-
to begin with?
Man,
Really?
Everybody likes to No Man's Sky this shit nowadays, right?
I'm just like, and they're like, we're verifying the patch.
Everybody's
Really?
just everybody got like excited because No Man's Sky got away with what they got away with for so long.
Oh,
so
jeez.
they're all like, let's No Man's Sky this. Let's No Man's Sky this release.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Wow.
But that's crazy. That's just insanity. To have to patch a PC game. This is 2016.
It is the
We've got
current
the
year.
Oculus fucking Rift, and these guys can't fucking make it more than 30 frames a second on release of their game.
Yeah, and
this is not like a
AAA
little.
game.
This isn't an indie game.
Exactly.
This is 2K. This is the publisher's 2K for crying out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm really
I guess
shocked.
Steam went nuts with the refund on it. I guess they were inundated with refunds.
But on top of the 30 frames thing count, on top of that, like players are reporting a plethora of issues. We're talking graphical issues. We're talking bugs out the wazoo. There's YouTube videos up showing off some of the
and the graphics kind of suck.
Yeah, on PC, on console, they actually look pretty decent, but on PC, they're all over the bloody place. Like
the environment looks crappy. Like the clouds and the sky look crappy. That was a game that I was like, I might pick it up just to have a story game to play. Not now. Fuck you. I'm not getting that game.
It really surprised me, especially because the previous Mafia games were really good on PC. They had really good ports.
Right.
They were for the most part PC games. If you knew of the Mafia games, it's like, oh, what's the best way to play the Mafia games on PC? And for this to happen to Mafia free, it's just I'm taken back by it.
Yeah,
I really was not expecting this.
Yep.
Did you
just
buy
makes
it?
PC games look bad, you know?
Oh no, I haven't. I didn't buy Mafia.
Why didn't you buy it? You not interested?
I have Mafia 2 and I haven't beat that yet. And from what I understand, this somewhat continues the story from 2. So I want to beat 2 before free.
So you would have bought it without knowing?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's scum.
Huh?
That's scummy.
Again, it's crazy. Speaking of other crazy stuff, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare is going to require 130 gigabytes of space.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot for that crap.
That's I don't know of
Uninstall all your other games.
130 gigabytes?
Call of Duty needs your space.
What are they putting on there?
Porn.
Well, apparently because it's 2 games in one. It's the Modern Warfare remastered, and it's Infinite Warfare. Here's the thing, though. There is people have been this has been confirmed. Some people have got early copies. Some people got to play it early and dig around the files. And it turns out that you cannot simply just download a Modern Warfare remaster.
You have to have both. You can't.
Yes,
exactly.
You need to have both.
Is there a? Can I just buy a drive from them, with it pre-installed, and I'll just hook it up? I think that's where we're going with this. Because what's the next one going to be? 350 gigs?
Holy shit!
Have you seen the? I'm gonna name drop him again. Have you seen the pathetic Biblical Reaper?
Oh my
videos?
God! I need to write a letter to him saying, "Sir, you need to send us money because
I wouldn't call him sir."
Well, I'm trying to get money out of him, so I will.
Have you seen his pathetic videos where he's calling he's making a video of him on his cell phone, actually calling GameStop and giving them a hard time? I was like, about
why would I watch that?
The remaster. I'm sitting there going, look, you're a grown man. Leave people that are actually working alone, okay? Fucking, they actually have jobs and they're working. Quit bugging them, you fucking fat piece of shit. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Why would I watch that though? That sounds
I love watching that.
It's
guy
entertaining.
What a train wreck he is.
Yeah, it's entertaining. Okay.
It doesn't sound like you love it. Sounds the exact opposite.
Well, a guy that one guy that I watch, Go Gamer, that he makes those roasting videos. He's all over that guy. He makes 3 videos a day.
I saw one of them. He was kind of funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Can we get money from that guy too? Because we keep talking about him too.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just kidding.
I'd like to get him on the show.
I just need money from people now.
Yeah, I want to get. I'd like.
You haven't noticed it
on the show sometime.
Really?
Yeah, I've talked to him. Yeah.
Oh,
sure.
He probably would, but he lives over in the UK. So
Ooh, Go Gamer
guy?
Fucked up.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think he's got something to say, sure.
Oh yeah, he's got plenty to say. Trust me.
Look, just let him know there's an amount of money that it costs to get on this podcast. This podcast is becoming my life source now. Do you understand what I'm saying?
What?
There's a level that you have to pay to get in on this shit now. We are giving it away for free because it was a taste. Now, it's all about the cash.
Now we're prostitutes. No.
Hey,
I-
maybe
maybe
you
you
are.
guys.
Maybe you are. I don't know yet. It depends. It depends.
Where was I going? Oh yeah, the whole Infinite Warfare.
Yeah, 130 gigs. That's fucking crazy. Jeez. And it's a
That
damn
is
shame
insane.
that like Activision is going out of their way to make sure that even if you don't want Infinite Warfare, you're going to have to install it, buy it. Like even if you just want the Modern Warfare remaster, they
I
are
want
going
the option
either
to
way.
buy it on an external drive or like on a like small device, portable device.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's such a huge size.
That's a circle. We're going backwards, That's a circle right there. But I'm just saying, it makes sense.
That's insane.
Put on external media, flash drive, and they'll just send you the game because that's fucking stupid. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
In some more positive news concerning PC gaming, Mortal Kombat X got the XL edition brought over, and Combat Pack 2. That thing that Warner Brothers said was never going to happen and PC was left out to dry. I now have Mortal Kombat XL and Combat
Yeah,
Pack 2.
I saw that you purchased that.
Yeah, fucking A. This is like, this was outrageous. This was shocking when Warner Brothers did this, that no one else got this update to Mortal Kombat or got the rest of the DLC. Now it's here, and I finally got to do some Alien versus Predator action and play as the alien character and the other characters. It was fucking awesome. It was it's just great. It's great. I'm surprised at this action. It's disappointing that it took so bloody long, but hey, it's finally here. It finally happened. And I guess the developers are taking PC gaming more seriously because, well, the update has significantly improved the game, and we finally got the rest of the content. So I guess they're trying to redeem themselves, which is, hey, win-win for the customer.
Cool.
Cool. That's more than I. That's more than I knew about it. I never liked Mortal Kombat.
Really?
I
More
know,
of a
I
Street
know.
Fighter guy?
Yeah, no.
Oh.
What was
You're
that
not
one? I used to play that arcade game.
Metal
That
Slug.
damn thing
that-
called Shinobi or some shit. I forget.
No, that
That was way
definitely
back in the
sounds
day.
Spider-Man.
Japanese.
What about Spider-Man?
I said that arcade game Shinobi versus Spider-Man.
I've never seen that.
That's
I don't
real?
either. I want to see it. I want
Oh,
to
God
make
damn
it happen. I'll start the project up. Who wants to pay me for it?
We're really going into that. You really need some money, eh?
Well, I mean, you got to start early. We don't wait till you're fucking like broke. No, you start early, man. Shit. Know how to run this shit.
Yeah, but you're driving a Mercedes.
Hey,
You
easy
can't
now,
pan-
all right? I have that church gig on the side. That's where my money comes from to live.
Church kids.
Oh my god.
Well, yeah, how else are you going to get a Mercedes like for doing nothing? Just be a preacher or something like that, Have the money rolling in, yeah.
Speaking of Spider-Man, I can't wait for that new game. That's gonna be
Oh,
cool.
the new PlayStation game.
Yes. That's not on PC though, is it?
No, that's a PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah,
And
damn it.
who's that being made by? I completely
Capcom.
forgot who. Really?
No, I don't know.
Oh god damn.
I can't remember. That makes me mad that it's not going to be on PC though.
As long as it's not Ubisoft, it'll be all right.
Oh,
What? Look, they get
Ubisoft is our
a
new.
couple things right. I know it's true.
That's our
Rainbow
new
Six
favorite
Siege
now,
and,
man.
and The Division.
The
It's
Division,
true.
yeah.
That's
Oh my God, what's this
two
world
of the
coming
games
to?
You play the most.
Oh, that's it. Trump's going to be president. Now we know. The world's upside down.
Never.
The world's upside down. Ubisoft is our favorite. What the fuck's going
Ubisoft
on?
is now God.
What is going on?
I was thinking about getting back into the Crew.
Oh.
Telling you.
Oh my.
Crew's a pretty good game, man. It's pretty fun.
Yeah,
What
I've
happened with
never
that
been
though?
one.
I mean, they fucked everything up from what I remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
They gave it
They're
away
giving
for
away
free.
free, but-
Yeah. No, like, look, all of the people that worked on this, they're not important. Here's the game for free. We're just giving it out. That's how badly they managed it. It's a management problem right there. So hire me, I can do better.
So do you guys have anything you want to talk about? Because I have some more
Sure.
gaming news if you're interested, or
What about Turtle Rock making the Oculus Rift games?
What?
Oculus, yeah, Turtle Rock developer from Evolve's developer. They're
Yeah?
making an Oculus Rift game called Faces of Fear.
haven't heard about
Dumb.
this.
Yeah.
What-
Like one, I know we're not Oculus Rift players, but I mean,
No.
it seems pretty cool. Like there's like different scenarios where you're supposed to get scared. There's one like you're at the top of a skyscraper and a robot's climbing up after you.
Oh,
Like a giant robot's scaling the skyscraper and you're looking over the edge, like, virtual reality, and you see this coming. So, yeah, it's kind of cool.
I know Turtle Rock was working on another game and a virtual reality, nonetheless.
I didn't know that either until today.
That's,
I read that news today. Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
interesting. That's very
Yeah.
interesting.
that is kind of interesting.
Some other interesting news to talk about 2K games. Battleborn is getting its first story DLC this week, as well as a new free multiplayer game mode.
Oh, cool.
So the game's still kicking. The game's still kicking. It's about time. Like the game
really?
released back in May, and we're finally getting our first piece of DLC. If you have the season pass, you're going to get the first story operation, as they're calling it, the first new story mission, which is looking cool. They've released details on it already, and a certain YouTuber got some exclusive access to play it early. So that was pretty cool. I was able to see some early gameplay of the story mission. It's a lot more of a the map so far, from what I've seen, is a lot more vertical. A lot of climbing on rooftops.
Who was
very interesting.
Who was the YouTuber?
Someone called Mental Mars, who seems to be a Battleborn specific YouTuber.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's like the one guy they got. All right. That's cool. Everyone needs to
Damn,
have.
Jansen.
What? Everyone needs to have a place in life. That's good.
You're
they got
salty
one
as
guy.
fuck.
Oh no! What are you talking about? I'm having a good
You're
time.
like, okay, they've got one YouTuber.
Well, come
that's
on.
terrible.
Because they want to be stupid and not make the game go free to play and get it over with.
It's
they
not
want to try to.
stupid.
They want to.
It's
It is
not
dumb.
stupid.
It's dumb as fuck. They want to try
No,
to
it isn't.
pretend like they have a fan base. Shut up. They got nobody.
They do.
They don't have any players.
Absolutely.
They need to
That's a
open that
lie.
shit
That
up.
is a fucking lie.
You're right.
There
They have
is a
two.
special
You
place
and that other
now
dude.
in the heart
They've got two
of
guys.
Gamertron for that
That's not
game.
true. That's not true.
They've got
Ginger.
Gamertron and that other guy, Biblical Reaper, whatever his name is.
What?
The other YouTuber guy. I can't remember what his name is.
Biblical Tron.
Yeah.
What? Where did...
Whoa, hey, I didn't know. I'm not accusing anybody of anything here. All right.
Anyways, the new multiplayer game mode is going to be a unique mix of PvE and PvP, where there's going to be two teams of players. Actually, this is
And
incredibly
you can play as a
similar
chicken
to...
too, remember? That new
Yeah, that is an option. That is a
Captain
character.
Chicken or whatever. That's going to sell me. Yeah. He throws grenades though. It's good.
Captain Chicken.
Yeah,
kidding.
His
We
name is
talked about him.
Ernest.
Ernest. Ernest the chicken. That's great. This is amazing. I want to play Battleborn right now.
I can give
Let's
it
do
to
it.
you.
Let's
Oh, God,
I can
please
give you-
no.
I have a gift
Please
copy.
no.
I have a free gift
No,
copy.
I don't want it.
I
You know who
want
would
the
like it?
goddamn
109
chicken.
volts, because I gifted him the Division and that didn't work out and I had to take it away from him because I'm a piece of shit.
He was kind of sad about that.
You think he
wasn't
was? How do you think that's God damn it.
You gotta
I thought I
feel
was doing
bad.
a
I
good
mean,
thing.
I feel
Yeah.
bad for Volts.
I feel terrible. Oh.
Volts, get on YouTube and make a sad
Oh
video
my
with
God.
sad music in the background and say start a go fuck me or go fund me or whatever.
Oh my god.
Try to get a new
Look, I'm
gaming
providing
rig,
the
man.
soundtrack right now. Did you hear those
It
notes?
works.
They sounded heartstring pulling. It was pulling at the heartstrings. Dun, dun.
Graham says, "Why is Tron talking to himself about that one game no one plays?" Oh my god, poor.
Very funny.
I like Battleborn. Battleborn's a good, I just don't. I haven't played it in a while, but
You should come back in, man. There's some new content. They add some new multiplayer
They got a
maps
chicken.
if you're interested.
Okay.
Yes, that too.
I'll play the
It's
goddamn
worth it.
chicken.
Play the chicken. I want to see this video. This
What's the
collaborative
chicken's
video.
abilities?
Yeah.
Oh, the Ernest, his abilities focus on, well, explosives. He has one ability where you lob out a sticky mine, a sticky grenade, which can be upgraded in a variety of ways. He has another ability where he deploys like a supply station that gives you a boost in shields or a boost in damage. And his ultimate is basically, one big giant fucking grenade that explodes into a ton of other mini grenades.
Is it an egg?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It actually is.
See,
I think we
thought he
need-
was going to have like razor feathers or something. He opens his wings
Count,
and like
you know what
these
this sounds
razor
like? I
feathers.
think we need this character in the Division.
Oh,
That's what this
Watch
sounds
out,
like.
Ernest is coming up the stairs.
Come on, Ernest.
out.
Lay that egg. Hurry up.
He's coming up the stairs. Go over. Where's the restock?
Yeah.
No, I mean that's cool. I gotta. Yeah, I reinstalled that game on my new rig, but I haven't played it yet. So on my
Awesome.
new rig, I might have to try it.
All right. I'm sure
All
it'll
right.
play better.
Yeah, it played awesome before on my 960, but which I'm putting that up on eBay as a matter of fact.
There you go.
oh my!
Oh.
Hope you get a good price for that.
Yeah. If I get $100, I can get $100. I'm happy.
Only 100, really?
Yeah. Well, I only bought it for I bought it brand new for $220, $229 about 9-10 months ago. I figure I can get 100, maybe 120 most. You know.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah,
I'm just looking at some of the other prices.
Okay,
You know.
so The Division, Quantum Break, Mafia 3, Gears of War, Unlimited
Mm-hmm.
Edition, Battleborn. Did I miss anything for the notes?
Ernest the Chicken.
Ernest the Chicken. Got it. Ernest.
I say
Ernest
we
P.
title-
War.
Why Ernest?
I don't know.
It's-
Like,
they just wanted to make him lame as fuck. That's why.
The Chicken
They wanted
Tron
to.
or something. I don't know.
We've got a chicken.
You know what game that looks kinda cool
Here's
that
the
I'm thinking
chicken.
about doing? It's a early access. Is that Osiris New Dawn?
oh yeah, that game that recently came out. Osiris.
Well,
yeah.
it's in early access. That kind of looks cool, but I'm afraid it's going to be another like slow survival. Oh, set up a shop and you know, and
Ernest
Well,
goes to chicken.
craft some logs and
the reviews are mostly positive. I'm looking at Steam right now.
Yeah, I saw that.
What type of game is it again? A survival
It's-
type?
Yeah,
Yeah.
crafting
Okay.
survival.
Well, people
game.
seem to like that crap. So
But you also battle big like monster-looking things on.
Yeah, giant
it kind of looks
aliens.
like No Man's Sky a little bit, but
But good.
Thank you.
I kid. I don't mean to shit on No Man's Sky fans.
Yeah, you do.
all two of
No,
them?
I don't.
Yes, you
no,
do.
I don't. No, I don't.
Just own it. Full disclosure here, just to own up to it. It's okay. Everybody does it.
I am owning up. I'm owning up to the fact
Hey,
that
don't
I
make
am
me
not
check you into
trying to-
restart.
Which release do you think was worse, Battleborns or No Man's Sky?
Oh my god.
Huh. Well, one's a good game, one isn't.
No Man's
Tron
Sky is a
is
good
going-
game.
No Man's Sky's an okay game.
I'm kidding.
I agree,
I'm
Graham.
kidding.
The survival crafting games are kind of played out a little bit. Kinda
I think they're
boring.
good for like 12-year-olds, you know, because they got like nothing to do. You know,
Yeah.
They just hang out at home and take a dump on the ground, have their mom
Watch
clean it up.
Twitch cam whores.
That's true. Gift the Twitch
Zoe
cam whores
Burger.
all their money with their parents' credit cards. That's true.
Oh my lord.
Did you see Zoe Burger?
No.
Did you see that
Who?
stupid dumb
What is
bitch?
this? Zoe
She
Burger.
was gonna. She got permanently
Zoidberg?
banned from. No, yeah, she's got an icon of Zoidberg on her.
Shut
screen.
up! Really?
Yes,
Oh my
that's
God.
what she calls her followers.
I gotta
like
check
What
this
are
out.
the
I gotta
odds?
check- Wow.
Zoidbergs.
What are the
That's weird
odds?
that you said that. Her name is Zoe Burger.
All right, I'll check it out
She
later.
made a video. She just
science.
got permanent. She got banned from Twitch like 4 different times. Okay, and then they finally permabanned her because she twerks and wears bikinis. And,
Okay, I really got to look at this for science later.
Okay,
That's
now
true.
shut up, Jizz.
Mm-hmm.
No, listen. She finally got banned. She doesn't like understand why she got banned.
I don't either.
She thinks Twitch is Pornhub, I guess. But then
Oh my
she was going to go
God.
to TwitchCon, and they said they didn't want her at TwitchCon. And
That's
then she made a
racist.
video saying,
Oh,
like,
shut up.
I don't understand why I'm not welcome at TwitchCon.
I
And I'm
actually
like,
don't understand either. Why not?
I do. Twitch is a video game. It's not Pornhub.
Would she
You're a
bring in
cam
money?
whore.
Would she bring
Go
money
to
into
Pornhub.
the TwitchCon? I mean, if people are going to
You're a
go
little
just
too
to see
laid back
her,
tonight, Jazzer.
I'm just saying. Well, all right, you're right. With my coffee kicking back, I literally have my feet up. I really do. Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Hey, man, what do I got to worry
You're
about?
a laid back cat tonight, Jazzer.
What is it? What I got to worry about? Laid
Not
off
giving
and
a
laid back.
fuck.
That's what I said. Yeah.
Oh my
It's
god.
funny. Hey, wait, Tron. I'm gonna call out Jazzer on something. It's funny how he's all Mr. Professional.
Oh.
You know, I'm gonna guide the cast and all
Totally,
this. Now
yeah.
he doesn't have any responsibilities.
Now I don't give a
He's
shit.
all laid back, drinking coffee, not giving a fuck. you
Hey,
know.
man.
Oh,
We were playing The
man.
Division pretty much all week.
I know.
So, there's, social eating. I should change it to social eating. That's true. Let me turn it.
No, don't.
What?
you
I'm
dare.
drinking coffee. That's technically eating,
Yeah, Kev Factor's right.
Drinking
She's
is not eating. Drinking is not eating. Oh
She's
my
top,
god.
She top YouTube streamer.
Yeah, she's one of the top
Oh,
YouTube streamers now.
shit.
She went over to. But how is that ad? Because I guess they've been shutting down YouTube streams.
They
mean,
have?
What?
Yeah,
What?
that people can flag your stream on YouTube and have it shut off. Yeah. happened.
YouTube Heroes?
No, even before YouTube Heroes. That's even going to make it worse. But
well.
how is she getting away from doing nip slips and?
Whoa, really?
Oh yeah, she does
Oh
it
my-
on purpose.
Okay,
She'll
I need to sign
she'll
up for
twerk.
this shit. I need to check this out.
Yeah, she'll twerk like in front of the camera while she's like on top of video gameplay and all this stuff. While it's not even her gameplay.
Of course, wow, I don't really.
She'll play a
care at
little
this point.
Overwatch, but yeah. How is she not? I don't know. How is that still allowed on
Freedom of
YouTube
speech,
if
baby. Come on.
Oh,
Don't
now
censor
it's
me.
freedom of speech.
Don't censor me, all right?
But she was
Oh my
honestly
God.
like all butthurt that she
Maybe
didn't
she's,
understand why she wasn't welcome at TwitchCon. It
Maybe
just
she's
doesn't make any
a
sense.
fourth wave social feminist
Oh my
warrior.
god.
Nah, she's a
Oh
first
my
wave cam whore.
Jesus Christ.
Camel toe whore.
Oh my god. Oh, this is so
Well,
so not
so
advertiser
I'll put this
friendly.
on under. Well, I mean, is it really on? Not. I've heard
No,
other podcasts.
how
We're not
is
calling
talking
her
about what is actually going on.
But we're also not using specific phrasing that would be, I mean, I listen to other podcasts. I know what you can get away with. And
Yeah.
that's not, we're not, we're not saying any racist shit about her.
No,
we're
we're
not
not saying any hate speech. Or
right,
anything.
right. Well, what would be considered hate speech, regardless
I
of
grab
whether or
them.
not we agree. It's just
I'm
what
not
it
even going to
is.
say it.
So I'm going to put this down under Twitch/YouTube Cam
Oh my god.
Hey, divided we stand, man. I'm telling you.
Oh
Cam.
my lord.
Entertainers. Is that fine for you? All right, entertainer. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Next topic.
Next topic. So Xbox fanboys lost their
Xbox.
fucking minds this week, and they actually ended up in the news. So, one of the producers for Titanfall 2 posted a picture on his Twitter of a disc, a PS4 disc for Titanfall 2.
Nice.
And
What?
Xbox fans lost their fucking minds. And they said this was an insult to the Xbox community,
Yeah,
which
clearly.
supported the first Titanfall. I am not fucking kidding you.
Yeah, that is an insult.
Xbox fanboys lost their minds because a developer of the game posted a picture of a PS4 disc on their Twitter. And this made it into the news, actually. Like, Xbox fanboys the past year, they've done some notable things and people have made YouTube videos on them, but they've never ended up in the actual news. Now, this is actually, this is so crazy and ridiculous, it's earned them a spot in the news. Like, they've been stating, oh, this is outrageous, I'm going to cancel my pre-order. I'm never going to
Well,
buy
yeah,
and
the
support
Xbox
Respawn again."
fanboys
Wait.
are a marginalized group.
So
Oh my
what did they
God.
want? I'm starting to
They
lose
wa-
the understanding.
Apparently, they wanted the developer to show a picture of an Xbox One disc, but he didn't, and he said he likes how a PS4 disc looks as a joke, but he even put a winky face and sticking your tongue
do
out
they
to let
not
you know.
want PS4 to get the game?
I
Well, the
don't
Xbox
know.
people
Do they want
know.
it to be exclusive to Xbox, maybe?
Yes.
I guess I don't know. It's
They're
just,
salty about Titanfall 2 coming to the PlayStation.
it's crazy. I was thinking of maybe making a video about this because it's so bizarre. It's so bizarre that people are getting upset and angry and triggered, canceling
Well, yeah,
their
they're
pre-orders.
marginalized.
Let's say Xbox was the only one that really supported it, like in the PS community it died out, and Xbox they were the only ones that played Titanfall or whatever. I guess I would be a little bit pissed off that if it was, let's say, coming out to PS4 first for like, 3 months or 6 months,
Oh, that'd be awesome.
then that would be something that I can understand. But it's just going out to everyone. So this is a
I understand.
This
I
is a
understand
non-news
fully.
story. This is not a news
But
story.
it got into the news because there were people
Right, because they're just
losing
about
their
bullshit. That's why news, but it's not a news story. This is a bullshit thing. Yeah. There's nothing here to talk about. The game's not being like made exclusive to the Sony PS4. It's not coming out before, for a period of time. Are there any public
The
tests that are
console
being
people
only done
love
on the
their
PlayStation?
exclusives.
Maybe?
No,
Dude.
Dander, that's how fucking crazy this
Right,
is. There are
right.
people that are upset. They're
Right.
upset over a picture on Twitter.
Right, and that's why I'm
picture of a
asking
disc
these
on
questions
Twitter.
so we can clarify for anybody that doesn't know,
Yeah, exactly.
So-
It's really is that simple and that bizarre that people are upset over that. Like, there's
Okay.
no... Like, Sony gets nothing exclusive. A developer just posted a disc of the PlayStation 4 disc of Titanfall 2. That's all they did. Nothing... Sony is not getting anything exclusive. It was just a fucking picture of a disc.
But you
and
don't
people are canceling
understand.
their pre-orders.
The console fanboys love their exclusives, even if the exclusive didn't live up to the hype. It's the same as The Last of Us. PS4 players would lose their mind if they brought that out on the Xbox, and then they like promote it for that. You know what I mean? So yeah, you're underestimating the conviction of a console fanboy. All right, so this doesn't surprise me in the least.
Really?
It's a wonder they didn't get death threats.
I'm shocked this doesn't surprise you, Count, because I've never heard of anything this absurd getting upset
Well, you don't
over
play
a...
consoles. You
True,
don't keep
true.
up on console.
What
You know.
about what Jakey's saying in chat? It was because the guy who won the game plays on PS4. He won a copy early.
Yeah,
Okay.
good for him. I mean,
So that's why the guy didn't show an Xbox CD, right, or whatever, because
Yeah.
it was a PS4 thing that was won or something.
Wait, I thought it was I could have swore in the news stories that they said it was the developer of the game who showed a picture
This is
on
a
his Twitter.
non-story. This
Yeah.
is really a non. It's like console
But it
boys
doesn't
get
surprise
upset
me.
about console-related
Yeah.
console. Don't care.
the console
Okay.
players get upset at everything.
Yeah, not a knock to you at all, Gamertron. This is interesting that you're bringing it up, but it also just kind of reaffirms to me that these are things that I don't care about.
I get
at all.
that, but to me, like, I don't really care. Well, I care about this to the extent that it's so bizarre. It's like it's such bizarre behavior, and the people getting upset aren't children; they're
Yeah, but-
adults, which is
that's,
so
that's
bizarre
kind of the
to me.
norm in the society we're at right now. I mean, that's pretty standard for adults or what to act like children because it's important to them to just be outrageous and show how outrageous they are. During the week, I said something about I said the quality stuff is in nuance because it's true. Anyway, I can act outrageous as fuck, and it's going to cause some kind of like stir, and people will listen to me or whatever, but it didn't get anything done. And it doesn't show that I have any ability to do much more than just blurt out crap, Anybody can do that. Anybody can. And it's interesting for a while, but it doesn't show any level of expertise or skill, It's just yelling, We have a great social media system, set up for that.
Whoever's the most outrageous, outraged wins the argument.
Yeah,
You know
well,
that.
in a sea of voices, how do you get heard? So yeah, it's just.
I hear you. Well, that's all I got for now.
Cool, man. Well, that's all. That's great. I mean, Count, you got anything?
Just what we talked about with the Division and everything. Mafia 3. That was the big outrage of the week. The Mafia 3 deal.
Have we all seen parts of Luke Cage, if not all of it yet?
I haven't watched Luke Cage at all.
God damn it.
But
Count, you've
feel
seen?
free, no,
He
feel free
doesn't
to
like
spoil.
Marvel.
Feel free to spoil. Though.
I'm not
Feel free to
spoiling anything.
spoil.
I just wanted
I'm-
to talk a bit about it. That's
There's
feel
really
free.
not much to spoil unless you're like a hardcore.
yeah. I just want to talk a bit
Man.
about it. That's all. I don't want to really
Yeah.
detail out the storyline.
Have you watched it all, Janzer?
No, I am up to like a part where I'm up to a decent part in the story, but not finished yet.
I'm with Kev Factor. I have I have the last episode to watch.
Yeah, I can tell you where I'm at.
I'm
in
kind
a
of
second
saving it.
here. Yeah, I'm
Yep.
not fully finished yet. But what were your thoughts on Luke Cage so far, Count? If you don't mind starting off with this.
It's a lot different than I thought it was going to be. I love the story. I think it's not your typical, like I said, I'm going to go back and compare it to Daredevil.
I'm halfway through.
You're about halfway through.
I'm on episode 7.
It gets better. One of the things about it right now, people are complaining is it starts a little slow, but the story builds pretty well. Like I said, I'm enjoying it. I don't really have like a detailed breakdown of it. You know what I mean?
That's fine. Just one general thoughts.
Well, it's kind of, I don't know. It's a good story. There's not a lot of action. I love the characters. I'm at the part where something happens to Misty Knight.
Where you're on episode 6 or 7? You might be on the same one. Oh, you have 2 more to go?
No, I'm actually I have to watch the last episode. That's
Okay, all right. So you're
watch.
much more advanced in the story than I am. I'm halfway through.
I don't want to say too much.
Yeah, you don't have to.
If I go into detail, I am going to spoil it for you because
Yeah.
I know you're going to watch it.
Yeah,
I'm not worried
don't.
about spoiling it for Tron because I doubt if he would ever watch it.
I can lead
but,
you
know.
through some of the things that I'm curious about. What do you think about each character's actor and how that worked out? You know, like Luke Cage, Misty Knight, her partner.
I said before I didn't care for the actress doing Misty Knight. She's starting to grow on me a little bit as the story goes on, though.
Yeah,
as she gets more involved in the story.
I was intrigued from moment one with her character because she has quite a bounce in her step, and it's been known that I am I'm one for shallow things in life. So I'm like, well, this looks quite interesting here. There's some scenes there where they're really power walking down the street, and she's vivaciously bouncing around in there with her in her shirt. I'm like, wow. They don't even give a fuck. They're just like, yeah. She owns a role to me. Like, I think I feel kind of opposite to how you feel about her. I think that she's a pretty good actress. I think she's better than Luke Cage, the actor, for sure.
Yeah, he's kind of neutral as far as the acting. I don't think he's... I don't know a better actor that could play that role.
I think what
other actor could play...
A lot of actors that have more experience and have done better things and know how to fit into a role.
Yeah, but then it's going to be all about, like... You're going to know it's that person doing that role.
But at least you'd get more nuance. And this is another reason why I tweeted that out, is because that's where the quality is. He doesn't have that level of quality. He's pretty okay.
I said, I'm neutral about him. I don't think he's a very good actor, but I don't think he spoils the character.
Yeah. I mean, he looks great. He doesn't, let's take this back to the comics. You know the Luke Cage in the comics, right? How do you think he presents?
Evolved so much, though.
Okay,
what'd you say?
I was going to say, how do you think he presents the Luke Cage from the comics? And that's a good point you put too. The Luke Cage from comics is so different depending on when you picked up the Luke Cage in the series.
Yeah, if you're the old school Luke Cage,
that's blaxploitation Luke Cage.
You would want a much different actor playing that role.
Yeah.
If you were going old school Luke Cage, you'd want somebody like
Sam Jackson.
Yeah, you'd want somebody
really would.
That, of course, somebody younger, but you'd want somebody more like who's the guy that's in the Fast and Furious movies? He's got a little bit more swagger.
Vin Diesel.
I can't remember the guy's name.
I've never watched those movies, so I don't really know.
He was in Transformers too. Tyrese
Gibson.
Yeah, I think you might want to, because he was up for the role. I guess he was trying to lobby to get the role. Or Terry Crews. Terry Crews would have been a good old school Luke Cage,
because he can bring that level of humor that that old school Luke Cage had with his lines. That's some of the criticism I've heard too, listening to other things, is that it's not real. You're not going to get that level of Luke Cage where there's not a lot of humor with this one, somebody compared him to like a black Captain America because he's trying to be all just and whatever.
He's more, yeah, he's a lot more serious minded, a lot, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
he's more he's more righteous in his in what he does. I think that he doesn't really push the envelope very much at all. He's very
No.
middle of like he lets things happen and then he suddenly decides to stand up, which is like
Right.
what? I don't think that his role's very well developed. It seems like he wants to be this person that does nothing and just lets things happen, but he's actually always doing stuff.
Exactly.
So it's very opposite.
Exactly.
So maybe they're doing it perfectly because that's actually really good. That's very telling in like what somebody says they're going to do versus what they do, It's a very, very telling point. So maybe I caught myself in like not understanding how they're running the character too. But he doesn't have very wide range at all.
And he seems very indifferent about his abilities.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's face it. If experiment ran, they ran an experiment on him in the prison he was in. He was framed for whatever, and they're trying to make, they were trying to make like a super soldier type. It's the same old song and dance, but he seems a little indifferent about his abilities. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like he doesn't even really acknowledge them a lot of the time.
This was an interesting thing. So bringing that up, there's a scene where he's like jogging through the city, like a person would do if they're like keeping healthy. Why would he? Why would he need to?
Yeah,
does he need to stay fit
regenerates.
anymore? Does he even need to like work out or anything? No, right? He doesn't. I'm not that well versed in Luke Cage. Like, would he become potbelly Luke Cage and then be able to still be the same?
I don't think so. Yeah, Luke. I mean, he's basically superhuman now. So yeah, I don't think it's a matter of.
That's the superhuman ability I would want. Was the one to just stay fit and that's it. So I never have to work out. That's superficial as fuck.
But later on, they find the scientist that actually was the originator of the experiment.
Okay. All right.
And they were kind of likening his skin regeneration or his skin to like coral. Yeah, they were trying to.
Well, then he shaved his head, and I'm like, oh, I guess his hair's not like part of that superness, right?
Right.
And he shaved his face too. I was like, huh, okay, I guess that's not getting too nerdy here, but
right.
You start wondering. Wait a second. All right, okay, fair enough. Whatever. Fingernails,
But overall, I mean, I'm liking it more for the story than I am like the action or the comic bookness of it. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's a little different.
Definitely.
I was really into what happened back in the 70s when they made Luke Cage. The book didn't sell that well, and then they had the Iron Fist character, and they merged the two at issue number 50. And then they went on to have Power Man and Iron Fist Heroes for Hire. And then the book actually took off, and that happened in the late 70s, early 80s. And in the early 80s, the book actually took off. And was one of their, I wouldn't say it was like in their top like 10 bestsellers, but it was close up there. It kind of had a cult following there for a while in the 80s and everything. So
yeah.
I'm looking for what I wish they would have done is just not had a Luke Cage. They should have started the Netflix series Heroes for Hire and had both characters in the same story. I think that would have been a little bit more appealing to the comic book fans, as far as the old school comic book fans like me.
Yeah.
But
I really like the story and how it's been running. I remember you saying it was not something that you yourself were like binging, but I was having a great time. I had to, it was one of those ones where I'm like, God damn it, I got to stop watching after this. I can't watch another one. All right, one more. And then, but I like the story and how it's been playing out. I've only had a couple of days.
The drama of it's really good.
Oh,
the way they're setting it up. They set up the story really well.
Who do you think has the best overall performance with their character? Like, do you feel, and it doesn't matter if it's technical. I don't give a shit about that. I'm just saying, who do you feel is your favorite character,
Well, I think the actor Frank Whaley plays Rafe, the detective guy. He was actually in the
good.
comics. Yeah, they have a lot of the comic book characters like Rackham, the demented guard that actually was doing experiment on him.
Okay, right. That guy.
I'm not crazy about the guy that plays Shades. I kind of wish they would have handled that a little different. He's kind of a mysterious character. To me, it's a little interesting how they're making these old school villains of Luke Cage. How they're like transposing them into the more urban. Because you can't have them like Cottonmouth and Diamondback. Diamondback in the comic books, they made him look kind of.
I
like
haven't
a
seen
snake.
Diamondback.
He had like a snake costume on,
right?
And he had like blades and stuff like that. They can't do that, but it's kind of interesting how they're making him. They're modernizing those old villains and everything like that. But I don't know. To answer your question,
you don't have a favorite?
I like the Cottonmouth character. He's pretty cool.
He's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I think he's in some ways a bit real, like that character. They wrote him to be very exaggerated in certain things. Overall, they definitely blocked it up a lot in the sense that like they're pushing as much black into this as possible, like and it feels like it's like this is our one shot, like you don't. That's kind of sad in a way. It's like, oh man, we got a show. We can make this as black as fuck, and this is it. But this is the shot that we have.
Yeah,
and I think they're doing a pretty good job. There are some parts where it's a little silly, a little over the top and cheesy because they're taking the stereotypes a little far.
Right.
But like Pops is a very stereotypical kind of character that you've heard about, and you kind of we all know these roles or whatever. I like Bobby Fish. I think he's a suave fucking character.
Bobby Fish, that's cool.
He's one of my favorite characters. He's got a little bit of a role in there, but he plays that wise, slick, older dude that's playing chess. Once again, and not necessarily stereotype, but it's true, in a sense.
Well, that's the name, Bobby Fischer.
Yeah,
Bobby Fischer's a legendary.
They explained it in the series
chess
too.
Player, the Bobby Fish.
The music's been pretty damn cool. I like it. One of my favorite that I can't stop fucking listening to is "Long Live the Chief." It's just fucking great, man. I love that fucking song, and it makes me wonder whether or not they commissioned that song, or if they were just looking around and they're like, all right, this is a good one. This is a good one here. So, and I've heard some of the same issues about like people saying, you brought it up. In fact, actually, you brought it up, the fact that people were like, well, where are all the white people? It's like, well, demographically, if you go, no, I think maybe Philemon was saying,
Phil
he's been there. He's like, demographically, it's just not like that, So, but there's just not a lot of white people.
I mean, it is Harlem. I
like the
it's
lieutenant.
A little power. It's a little urban power play going on. with the drama, the inner workings of like a,
Yeah, I like who is it? The captain
time.
or lieutenant lady that's like half Asian, half black. I think that's who it is. There is a captain or a lieutenant. I can't remember whoever Misty Knight's like superior is. Not the Hispanic dude.
I can't remember the name. I
can't remember her name either. But she's pretty cool. Kind of hot to me. But but no, there's
a pattern forming here.
Yeah, there's a pattern forming. Yeah, I really like looks of things. That's true. But no, the story's great. I think that they, the cousin thing. If people don't know about that, I won't say anything. But it's pretty. It's not a spoiler. Mayor, or is she a mayor?
She's a councilwoman.
She's a councilwoman. There you go. Is like the cousin to Cottonmouth, or whatever. And he runs that all the criminal side, and she runs all the legal criminal stuff. The politics or whatever. So it's really interesting how they set all that up, and they talk about
all the corruption is like intertwined, but it's
Diamondback.
And it's like dominoes. One drops and everything goes. You know what I mean? It's kind of interesting on that.
Yeah, it's
fairly realistic. And of course, they've got Claire Temple in there, and she's getting really interested in helping these.
I feel like they tried to outboob her with Misty Knight, and they did a good job. They, because what's her name is really pretty well known for like having, big boobs, and they pulled in another actress that's like going to blow her out of the water, and that's in my mind because I have a weird mind, so yeah. Anyways,
but Misty Knight is a huge part of the Power Man lore. You know what I mean?
They give her a big part of the series.
Yeah, and. It's just going to be interesting how they're going to intertwine it with Iron Fist, which is coming out March 17th. I think March 13th or March 17th on Netflix. And then you should see Colleen Wing. But in the comic book, Misty Knight and Iron Fist are a couple.
Yeah, okay.
That's Misty Knight's
that
Iron
makes
Fist's
sense.
girlfriend in the comic book. So,
Yeah, and the other thing being what, like,
and she's
the
got a
other guy-
bionic arm.
There you go.
And Colleen Wing is like a samurai in training. So yeah, it's going to be, and they all form kind of a little team, but they're badasses. So I can't wait to see how they intertwine all of those characters.
Yeah, no, it's been a really, really good series so far. I heard somebody say that they were a little disappointed at the like combat and all that. I'm like, well, he's not like an ex-military guy, is he?
Luke Cage?
Yeah,
No.
right. He's just a guy.
I don't believe so.
He
In the
was
comic book,
a cop or something in the
comic
series.
books, he wasn't.
In this series, he used to be a cop or something like that. Yeah. But cops are not well known for like their massive knowledge of like martial arts or anything like that. So when he goes into like places and does things, he also doesn't need to be like super kung fu dude. He's fucking bulletproof. And he's got strong. So if somebody tries some shit, I don't need to like
and he's got strong.
Yeah, he's got strong. He got that strong. So
super strength.
he
super
doesn't
durability. Yeah, he
What do you? I
like
mean,
when
seriously,
he
if
threw
you
that
were like
cop
that
on
count, would you
on the
attempt to
dash
like
cam.
do jump kicks and all that, or would you just be like, walk up, look, what are you gonna do? What do you
he's
go
not
ahead and punch me? Go ahead.
That's how diversified those two characters.
Yeah.
You had Luke Cage, who basically just punches you in the face or throws you, and then you've got the skill. You've got the brute, and then you've got the finesse of Iron Fist.
Yeah.
And the two kind of made for like a...
Yeah, my point being that people were complaining about the fight scenes, but I'm like, what do he doesn't really have anybody in his league.
Well, he's not a superhero yet.
Yeah. He also doesn't have anybody in his league. What do you need
He's
to
just a guy in his own neighborhood that's kind of things are happening to, and the mix goes on, and
right.
He's kind of forced in these situations, and then he kind of won't let it go. Like, he's always talking about leaving.
Right.
Have you ever noticed every episode?
Yeah, I'm at that
like,
point too. Yep, I'm at that
I'm
point
leaving.
too.
I don't want anything to do with this.
He's
so,
like, well, this is done. Time to head out.
Yeah.
So, I thought it was a little weird.
Like a guy that doesn't want to fight doesn't go around like making a big display in public of his fighting expertise.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's true. He's not trying to cause like, that kind of fear or whatever.
Yeah, he's keeping it on the down low, but he wants to help, like,
right.
But he wants to keep him
weird. Maybe you can fill in the gap here, but when he met Claire again in the diner, why did he like not recognize her?
Oh, he did.
He was just
played
pretending
a joke
like he
on
didn't?
her. He played a joke on her, saying, "Who are you?"
That
And
was a
she's
joke.
like,
See, this is the problem with that guy's acting ability. Then I didn't recognize it as a joke at all.
He
doesn't have nuance.
So neutral.
That's what I'm saying. He has no nuance. Yeah.
Yeah. When he said he didn't recognize her, he was messing with her.
Yeah, and I was like, "Is he joking?" And I was like, "No, I think maybe
remember
the shotgun
Jessica
blast
Jones,
to his
he
head.
got blasted in
Yeah,
the
maybe
head
that
with a
really fucked him
shotgun.
up."
Yeah. But she's like, "You've healed in 2 hours from a shotgun blast to the head." Probably in the comic book, a shotgun blast to the head wouldn't hurt Luke Cage.
And that, honestly, too, she doesn't know who that dude he was eating like food with. Saying that out in public like that, come on, man.
Yeah, that was kind of.
Come on, Claire. Shit.
But we'll see how it. I do like the references to Daredevil and the Jessica Jones, and I was expecting like a little cameo from Jessica Jones, and I haven't. Maybe there is. I haven't seen like the last episode and a half. So
yeah, this is before the bar, so I don't see that why they would.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot that.
Yeah, but at least we get to see how that got.
The timeline's off. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was.
I forgot. Yeah, you're totally right about that. The timeline wouldn't make sense.
Yeah. So no, I enjoy the series. I just haven't fully given things that have gone on this week for me. Fully had like a normal life. Some of it is just a bit of adjusting. My body still wants to go to work.
Right.
Take that joke however you want, but it's just a matter of like there's other things I got to do too. I'm not just sitting here playing video games the entire time. So although I'll
probably finish Luke Cage tonight, but I've been, like I said, we've been playing The Division.
The Division has fucking my timeline up with watching Netflix.
It's really, because I don't really play this many video games in the week. During the week,
Me either.
I'm lucky to get 5 or 6 hours through the week now.
Yep.
I'm playing 5 or 6 hours a day right now.
So. Yeah, totally. And I'm I am feeling it too. Like that's the thing. It's not like the game is really attention attention requirement is high on it. So it's not like I was live streaming it, and it requires a lot. It requires a lot.
Does.
Yeah. I get tired after that.
Yep.
So there was one other thing I watched, which not probably that important to y'all because you don't really know much about it unless you just happen to. But I think it's a series called Blackstone is what it was. Yeah, Blackstone. And it's about
I've seen it.
Have you seen it?
I haven't seen the series, but I've
God damn it. Okay, never mind then. Now it's more drama related stuff. It's about natives living on it's all false stuff,
Yep.
but it really does cover a lot of interesting things about what natives go through. And I believe this is set in Canada, so but it still kind of follows a lot of what would happen on reservations or whatever. So it's just a lot of drama, but it's really interesting because a woman that becomes chief, and there's a big boss dude there with his cronies and crew, and they're misappropriating funds, which happens all the time on reservations. So it's just there's so much there that people may not really know goes on, and it just seems ludicrous, but it's real life. All these scenarios are these are scenarios that don't really, whatever. This is drama, but it's true too. There's a lot of that stuff that's true. So it's very interesting, very, very, very interesting. If you want to get a taste of something that seems like it's Wild West, because it's how can there be no rules? How can you just go around? It's how it is. it's the way it is.
What year is the
current, and still
isn't there
still crazy
outside
shit
of Montreal? Isn't there a territory where it's not under any kind of jurisdiction? It's all Native native.
Yep.
Yes.
Owned.
Yep.
Correct.
And they don't have to answer to any. Yeah.
Oh, they do have
They get
to
funding.
answer to. They do have to if there's murder, that's
Well,
a whole other story. Someone's gonna pay.
Yeah, well, the idea is that someone's going to pay, but it doesn't always happen that way. Just like everyone else, that's what it is. So,
well, that's why I guess 90% of all the servers for online poker exist right in that territory outside of Montreal.
yeah,
It's
let's make money on them.
It's like an old mattress warehouse that they turned into a place, and it's owned by the Kanaki. I think I'm saying that right. And they are the authority over the online poker, the regulation of the online poker.
Yeah,
because there's been a lot of deceitful shit going on for online
anytime
poker.
there's a lot of money, it's always going to happen.
Yeah, even
Doesn't
60
matter.
Minutes. 60 Minutes did a expose thing on it. So yeah, I didn't know that. It was kind of interesting, but it's all owned by the Indian reservation.
Yeah, I tried to watch another one for Australia that was just really kind of
Kankakee.
Yeah, that was real
Graham's
kind of
got it right. Yeah.
drama based, but also not based in reality either. This is a more supernatural stuff. It was interesting too. It was more Aboriginal stuff, but I couldn't really get into it. It was a little too silly,
I haven't finished Luther yet.
Yeah.
Dude.
Well,
I've still got 4 or 5 episodes of Luther to watch. So I have a full plate of shit to watch.
So what season are you on then? If you have only 4, season 2, season 3?
3, I think it's season 3. He's hooked up with the one girl, the weird girl that was doing they were doing the sex shit or whatever. So I'll have to. What?
that makes it sound so.
Well, you know what I mean.
It's not exactly a correct representation of what was going on.
He's not hooked up. What the fuck, Cal?
He's
I
going.
don't mean
It's okay.
he's quit taking Luther so personal.
Maybe it'll get people
Gamertron.
interested
It's
in
not
watching the
affecting your
series.
life.
Personally,
Look, you
I'm not
microaggressed him, and he's now micro-triggered
I'm
or something.
not. Oh
Yes,
my
he
God.
is.
Yeah, totally
I am
microaggressed.
not. I am not. No.
Yeah.
No.
So yeah,
But
I
going
got.
back to. Go ahead, Janther.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much. I got a chance to. My week's been really short when it comes to entertainment stuff till the very end of it, but and then that comprised was pretty much just The Division, and so I got a chance to watch Luke Cage and watch the Blackstone, which is really good. I'm actually stopped watching Luke Cage and I watched probably 4 episodes of Blackstone because that's how much I enjoy that show. So,
Oh.
yeah.
Nice.
Well, I
Well,
was
I'm glad-
able to. Sorry, Count. No.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No. Okay. Well, I was able to watch 2 movies off Netflix this week. I finally got to watch the Kill Bill movies.
What?
Have either of you seen Kill Bill?
What? Wait, what? And then that question, have either of you... Have you ever heard of a thing called Kill Bill?
Well, we talked about Kill Bill 2 episodes ago.
Are you kidding
I
me?
believe.
Who are you, Gamertron?
I finally got to watch Kill Bill Volume 1.
Sometimes
and
I feel like
Volume
you
2.
came from like
The
the
Bride.
1800s, and you know, like you're just finding new things. This is Kill Bill that people
What do you
refer to.
Hey, seriously, what do you guys think of Quentin Tarantino?
I love a lot of his movies. He's a very unique director, and I love how he does character development. The way he
Yeah.
develops characters in his movies are very natural and very relatable.
I don't know about natural, but I
don't
do
know about
like
natural.
pretty much everything he does. As far as him outside of being a director and actually speaking, I don't give a shit. I don't ever listen too much to people that have one job and then they start talking politics or anything else, because that's not their realm. That's not their job.
His style and his movies.
Oh,
don't
I
care
enjoy
about his
them.
Politics.
They're
or anything.
dramatic. They're dramatic,
Yeah.
and they give me entertainment value. So
What's your favorite Quentin Tarantino movie? I'm just curious.
Ooh,
pretty straightforward for me. Yeah, go ahead.
that's a tough one to count. Because I really like Pulp Fiction, but
Ugh.
what do you mean? It's Pulp Fiction.
The thing is, you don't watch a Quentin Tarantino movie because of like it not affecting you heavily in some way or another. Like there's gonna be something in there that's gonna mess with you, like that you really enjoy or really are like, oh,
Yeah, there was a ton of that in the Kill Bill movies. Yes.
Yeah.
There's a ton of that in Django. Django's went up really high up there for me. I'm sorry to make your life not happy, Count, but I also really like Pulp Fiction.
I'm not.
There's scenes in it that are really great. The entire movie is not. It's just a series of scenes, but then that's movies in general, right? Do they string it together very well? I don't know. But there's some scenes that are just, they're great. I will repeat them over and
It's
over.
a pretty good movie, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, sometimes somebody says something and I'm like, if something's ready to go, I'll just be like, disco. That has to do with that one scene where, Uma's getting all high or whatever. Yeah. So, but no, I don't know.
I like Reservoir Dogs.
See, I don't like that one that
Oh,
much.
that was pretty good. Reservoir Dogs, pretty
Yeah,
good.
it's good, but I don't like it that much.
You didn't like it that much?
The diner scene is great, where they're
That's
all
fine.
talking
I mean, that's
bullshit
the-
about the
yeah.
check.
Yes. Oh, that was a great scene.
That's
why I love Quentin Tarantino.
pure
because-
Tarantino. That
stuff like
ridiculous shit.
But
Yeah.
here's the thing: it's ridiculous, but it's not really ridiculous because that's
It
how
is.
kind of like that's how
The
like,
only people
real
that sit
people
around,
talk.
no, they do not, dude.
Yes, they do.
If anything,
Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino
talk
does
about?
not know how to write how real people discuss things. He knows how
That
to
is
write
how-
things that are entertaining and long-winded, and
Right.
he know how he writes like a nerd would discuss things, and that's it. Very pedantic, very like new, like little details that people stickler on. Nobody bothers with that shit. Well, I don't know. This
Yes, they do. We
I
do.
don't fold
We
my
do.
money
Have you not
because if
listened
I
to this
fold my money,
podcast?
then I'm going to, it's like no one. Shut up. If me and Count are
Have
out
you
together.
not listened to
I
this
fold my
podcast?
bills this
We
way
talk about
because
stuff.
it's my granddaddy folded his bills this way, and here's my money clip that he stuck up his asshole. It's no one. We don't do this in real life. It's
Yes,
for
we do.
It's
We
for
do it on
entertainment
this
value.
podcast.
This is not
He
the
wrote a
same.
movie,
as
one of my
his
favorite
writings.
movies, True Romance,
Oh yeah.
with Christian Slater and I forget her name, Arquette, one of the Arquette broads,
David
or
Arquette
whatever.
Patricia Arquette. Patricia
Yeah,
Arquette.
whatever. I love True Romance, but I guess that was written by. It wasn't directed by, but it was written by. It was written by Quentin Tarantino. So
Yeah, the Kill Bill stuff,
Yeah.
I enjoy parts of it
yes.
too, but I don't. Once again, I don't think there were in total. I don't really like the entire movie. I like
they're okay.
scenes of them.
Yeah.
The Pai Mei stuff is great. It's
Yeah.
great because it's such a. an homage to all the old stuff, but I don't
Well,
care
it's all
for
pop,
Uma Thurman.
Yeah, it's all old pop culture and stuff.
Yeah. Like, to me, Uma Thurman is not really a very good actress at all.
I can't stand her.
I
sorry.
gotta disagree.
That's okay. You'll be wrong, but I mean, she's got no
you'd be
levels
wrong.
of like ability to act.
Did you see her as
It's
Poison
absolutely
Ivy and
true.
Batman and Robin?
I just recently did, and it's horrible.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's a horrible movie. It was horribly directed.
Doesn't mean that the actor has to be horrible,
Yeah.
So now she's not
It's
good.
got George Clooney in
she
it.
got up in there because she knew some people. She's got big tits and she's a tall blonde.
Does
That's
not
how that
have
works.
Big tits.
Oh,
Does that-
you and the rest of the world would not agree. What are you talking about? That's one of her things. They always promote her as being like big and busty, not super big.
What?
Okay, so you like the E cup.
No, she's
Got
more
it.
of a skinny.
What planet?
That's what makes her look like she's got big boobs because she's skinny. But yes.
Okay.
I don't
Anyway,
Confirm
I-
that
I
Gamertron
just don't-
likes E cup. Got it.
I
Understandable.
never liked Uma Thurman. I think
She's She's what she is.
She's like Kirsten Dunst to me. Ugh.
She does her lines. Kirsten's got better range. Uma Thurman does her lines flat
Really?
because that's what she can do.
Right.
her
That's
lines
it.
weren't flat in Kill Bill. They were very. There were some scenes where, like,
Once again,
the
nuance.
emotion, the ang-
Yeah, it's easy to do that. Anyone can, exclaim. That's not hard, man.
Yeah. To me, she's not a good actress.
She's
I just
not.
don't.
So I'm going to put this
that's
down
why
as the
Ethan-
Quentin
Ethan
Tarrentino
Hawke
talk.
dumped her, I think. That's-
Well, after what I have to say, the Kill Bill movies really polarized me because I went in expecting one thing, I got something completely different. Those movies really played with my expectations. It was always doing something different and crazy scene to scene. The way they told the story, the way the scenes were shot, the camera angles. There was, in the first volume, there was even a flashback that was done completely in anime. There was an animated scene which
Yeah.
threw
I mean,
me
this
off
is
guard. I was
honestly
like,
really
this is
old
what-
news.
This is what Quentin Tarantino does. He takes
Yeah.
everything that he likes. He's kind of like Kevin Smith. He takes everything from
Yeah.
pop culture that he grew up with, and he
Yeah.
dumps them in a movie.
Yep.
And makes a movie out of it.
It's a collection of stuff. Yep.
Yeah.
It really took me for a ride. The Kill Bill movies were an emotional ride. They made me laugh. They made me angry. They had me on the edge of my seat. I really enjoyed the Kill Bill movies.
Cool.
But in terms of like listing them and my favorite Tarantino
Well,
movies,
we didn't
I
say
need
to
to think
list
about
them.
that
Just
for a
your,
while.
I mean, it's
I
really
know,
easy.
yeah,
Whatever
but I
comes
need
to,
to
you know
think
how I
about
do
that.
this stuff. Whenever anybody asks me, so I don't get stuck with like trying to think of all that. Whatever comes to mind first. Who cares?
But then then you're not being honest, and I need.
Yeah,
to be
you are.
honest.
You're being honest to the moment.
He's got
No.
another.
You're not.
movie that he
You're saying
either
that your thoughts are
directed-
not honest.
thinking of the first movie that pops into your head and saying, "Oh, that's your favorite," is not. Yeah.
Well, why wouldn't it be? The reason, you don't understand the reasoning behind it. That's why you're saying that. Go ahead and you tell me why it wouldn't be considered.
It's simple. Like there's your favorite and there's what not your favorite. What first pops into your head doesn't necessarily mean.
Do you know why the first thought about, let's say, a game or a voice actor or whatever, the first name or whatever, because you think about it a lot, because it affected you a lot. So the potential of it being your favorite is very high, actually. You don't
Not
need
all
to
the
like
time.
disagree with me just because you don't think that it's right, but you could consider that, yeah, that actually might be right. So that's why, and I'm saying it's a trick I use in order to not get stuck with when people ask me stuff, because what is the value of answering that, like, and it has to be, well, I don't know, I need to statistically write out all the numbers behind why this would be my favorite. Is it the score? Is it the, no, who cares? It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, you don't care.
It's not that big of a deal.
Care. It's not a big deal.
Right,
but
you're right. The fate of the country relies on my answer of what's my best,
I didn't say
my favorite
that.
Quentin
I didn't say that.
Tarantino
I
movie.
didn't say that. I said it
Exactly.
wasn't a
You
big
have to
deal.
weigh
You don't care. Other
weigh
people
the value of the things that you're trying to keep important. Otherwise, you drive yourself insane.
But we're talking about a movie.
Exactly.
Movies here. This is movies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's correct. Yeah. The value's not
Have
that
you
high.
guys seen
It's not that
Four
big.
Rooms?
4 Rooms.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He does one of the stories in that. It's like 4 little stories in a movie, but
And he
yeah,
uses
does
his
the
dude
one where,
like usual. Who's that one guy that he always using? That one like British or German? I can't remember what his name is.
yeah,
He plays the
Tim Roth.
Tim Roth. There you go. Yes.
Yeah.
Always using the same people too, which is
Yep.
not bad, but it's it's pretty normal.
Yep.
Most directors like to work with certain people. So Sam Jackson.
Thug Haters asked me, "You going to the Godzilla movie next week?" Probably not.
What?
I might.
The Japanese Godzilla one?
Yeah.
I forgot that was coming out.
What
Yep.
you can go see it where you are, Count?
I don't know. I hope.
Wait, Vin,
I mean, I might go see it, but I
How you-
love Godzilla, but
wait, they're
I don't know.
showing the Japanese version in America in American theaters?
Yeah, the new
Oh.
one. I forget what with the he look they're making the character or they're making the monster look a lot different, making Godzilla look like he's. Have you seen the pictures of the new Godzilla?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he looks like a zombie. Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah, you're right. So, yeah, I mean, if they have it around here, I'll go see it.
Cool.
My wife won't want to see that though, so yeah, I mean, it's good enough I get her to go see Marvel movies, so I'll probably wait for video on that
Yeah. Amazon Prime.
on Prime. And I did subscribe to Amazon Prime, so I have the little king, I have the little crown
I saw
by
that.
my name now.
Yeah, people that
Twitch
have
Prime,
that. Yeah,
baby.
Twitch Prime.
No ads.
Free games.
But I guess a lot of the Twitch streamers are saying that they're getting a lot more followers and subs since they started that program.
Oh,
Like
really?
Really?
Yeah, they said that their subs are like doubling because of that program. So
Wait. Okay. Wait.
I don't know why.
Subs on Twitch are people who give you money, right?
right,
Oh,
So what?
I know why.
yeah, because
Oh?
of their program.
Right.
Yeah,
No, I want to let Gamertron finish, and I'll.
No,
if he doesn't have it.
there's nothing to finish. I'm confused.
Oh.
Like, if you're talking about Amazon Prime, right? Count
Yes.
the more people that are signing up for Amazon
Right.
Prime are subbing.
right.
Doesn't make any sense. Why would
It
you want
does.
to pay
It does.
even more money?
Hold on. It does because they get a free subscription once a month.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't get how does that work? What do you mean free subscription once a month? Just
One
once?
free subscription per month, so to any of the Twitch things.
Well, it's just making more people go on Twitch because they don't have to look at the ads and stuff like that. So
But they also, like the people that you would normally have to subscribe to, they don't have to pay. They just subscribe to them. They get one free subscription. So they could switch it the next month to somebody different. You can't add them up. You can't stack them up like, you get 12 free, not that I'm aware of at least, it's just one. So let's say Count's channel had a subscription. I had Twitch Prime. Then I could go ahead and subscribe to him, in the month. And I could continue that the next month as well if I wanted to. Or switch to Gamertron's, if he had subscription. So, yeah, it makes a lot of sense of why they're getting them because they're technically kind of free, quote unquote. They're paying for it, but it's really just a benefit now. So, Now,
Yeah,
are
I
they
guess
getting
a
that
lot of
payment from Amazon? I don't know. If
a lot of the Twitch streamers are reporting that they're getting a big boost in subs.
Yeah, I mean, it looks good number-wise, but I don't think they're getting any residuals from that,
Well, they might be. They might. I mean, they get residuals from their subscribers. They split whatever you get. You split with Twitch.
Right. So then that means that Amazon is paying them somehow. That's interesting. That's something to think about.
We'll have to follow that a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really care. I'm never going to
I
have that level of subscription on Twitch. But
Yeah.
that I think Jim also tweeted out that thing about like Twitch Cheer or whatever being rolled out. And there was the question, somebody, I think it was Psychocinematics, he was like, well, does that count for like other streamers? Like, no, you got to have subs. It doesn't matter for anybody else right now. So nobody gets Twitch Cheer, just if you're have subscription based.
But I just thought I'd bring it up.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we talked a little bit about Twitch Prime, Amazon Prime last time. I'm not sure. So, well.
Oh, they're showing a picture from Comic-Con of Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and Daredevil all together on the stage. The actors.
Oh.
That's kind of cool.
Awesome.
The Defenders. So
Yeah, I heard Daredevil's pushed back to 2017.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, you have Iron Fist and the Defenders before season 3 of Daredevil,
Yeah.
and possibly the Punisher. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Ugh.
but I'm sure we'll see the Punisher and the Defenders a little bit. So,
Well, so far the series have been pretty good. I mean, Luke Cage is pretty good too, so Iron Fist should be pretty good. So it shouldn't be that much of a big deal, you know. Although I would like to see the next Daredevil.
and remember, Doctor Strange comes out beginning of November. So,
Yeah.
I will be going to see that. Maybe not Godzilla, but I will see Doctor Strange. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, guys. If we have no more topics, I think we should fold
Well,
in.
just before we go, like I might as well just bring this up, and
Uh-oh.
kind of the reason I haven't seen Luke Cage is I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of tired of the comic book stuff. I'm kind of
What?
done with the comic book TV shows and the movies. I've just kind of grown tired of them. I've grown tired of following this huge, enormous plot that just keeps growing and growing in Marvel. Like I have so much stuff. Like if I have to watch this TV show to catch up and understand what's going on in this TV show, and I have to watch this movie to understand what happens in this movie. I've kind of grown tired of Marvel stuff.
So
Sacrilege.
is the
DC's
Marvel
too.
universe too big?
Is the Marvel Universe enveloping the Gamertron show? You can't
just-
handle the Marvel Universe?
It's just I don't care anymore.
There
Like
you go.
I used to care. I cared when the first Avengers was coming out. I cared when Avengers 2 was coming out. Now I'm just like I
The whole
really just
superhero
don't care.
thing is just kind of past you. You're
Well,
kind of over it.
You're
over the superhero movie.
I felt
A little
that
bit.
way, Count, when it was just movies. What pulled me back in was that the TV series are actually very good. I think the
Yes.
movies are very. You wait so much to see if it's going to be a good thing, and you only get one shot at it, you know.
Right.
Versus the TV show, you get all of these, episodes that they can craft differently, and different TV, series. So you had Daredevil felt one way, Jessica Jones feels another way, Luke Cage is a different way, and they come out so much quicker than the movies. And even if they
Right.
don't come out so much quicker, you just get that much more content too. It's not one, 2-hour story and then you're done. Now you got how many episodes were in Luke Cage? 14?
13.
Or 12? 13? So that's 13 hours of content, So, yeah. They're
Yeah, that's 3 or 4 movies.
yeah. So, yeah, absolutely. I think that the movies were leaving me a little burnt out because they weren't always hitting the mark very well, in fact, even though they had so much more money thrown at them.
Yeah.
So I think the TV.
Well, I
series, if
love the
anything-
last Marvel. I
Oof,
love
wow.
Civil War, but the DC shit, I could really, I don't know. I could kind of do without. Yeah, and they did title the new Batman, the new Ben Affleck Batman movie is going to be titled The Batman.
The Batman. Fucking stupid. God damn it. Why
I
can't
kind
they
of
come up with
agree.
something new? Or not even new. I don't need new. I just need
Just call
not
it
the same
Batfleck.
thing as the last time. Don't
Call
call
it
it Batman
Batfleck.
again. Can we have a movie called Batman again?
Batman again
Again?
and again.
Janser, what do you suggest they call it for this new reboot of
It
Batman?
doesn't matter what I suggest. Just don't call it The Batman because we've seen other Batman titled movies. That's it. It's just Batman, Batman.
What could
Revenge
they
of
possibly
Martha?
call it then?
I don't know.
Anything with the subtitle. Anything that had Batman something, whatever. It doesn't
Oh,
matter. But
okay,
not
the
The
subtitle.
Batman. Don't try to make it like the first movie title again,
Ah, okay,
Crusader.
Okay.
Yeah, Cape Crusader. Sure, I don't care. Something,
Batman, the Cape Crusader. That'd be
sure,
cool.
but just saying it's like if they named every Spider-Man, the Spider-Man.
Peter Parker, the
Peter
Spectacular
Parker,
Spider-Man,
yeah.
the Web of Spider-Man.
Just don't call it Spider-Man again and it's the 6th movie.
the Spider-Man.
okay.
Yeah. And at
True,
that
but
this
but
point,
isn't this another reboot though? This
who
isn't like a
fucking knows
continuation?
at this point? I don't know. What does it count?
What is it?
It better not be another fucking reboot. That's ridiculous if it is.
No, he's going to be fighting Deathstroke.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, but this is technically a reboot, right?
No.
good.
What? No. Okay.
No,
but what's
it's going to be the
what's
Batman from. It's going to be the Batman from Batman versus Superman, the Batman that's going to be in the Justice League.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but still a reboot of the Batman movies.
See, the Christopher Nolan Batmans kind of fell outside of that. They were kind of their own thing. So yeah, it's a different character, then I mean, technically you could call it a reboot, but it's the Justice League Batman.
Well, I for one hope that we get another origin story.
Oh yeah, Jesus fucking
If they're
Christ.
rebooting, they better start from ground up again. Burn that out, and so they never actually make any, forward progress because we never get past the origin story. They get like 1 or 2 movies past it, and they're like, fuck it, we're done. It's like, no, don't do that then. Don't start at the beginning again.
The new Spider-Man Homecoming better not even mention the goddamn origin story. Everybody knows the damn origin story.
Did you know that Spider-Man...
I mean, they can show it, at the opening credits, where they have their little montage thing of like half animated,
Sure.
visual graphics. They could like show him getting bitten by a spider or some crap like that,
Sure.
but just move on. Don't,
Yeah, because we'll never make any forward progress, like I said.
But is Tony Stark finally going to score with Aunt May? I'm wondering.
Whoa.
That's
What? What?
yeah. Marissa Tomei is Aunt May. She's way too hot to be Aunt May.
Didn't you see
Tony Stark doing in there?
You've not seen Civil War?
No.
Oh,
You haven't
never
seen
saw
you haven't seen
War?
Civil War.
Okay, let me answer that again. No. Jesus
Okay.
Christ, dude.
Okay, let
You're
me
all
ask you
asking
the
me the same
again.
question.
Why haven't you seen Civil War?
I don't think it was on Amazon. That's why. And so I got to go back and check to see.
Okay.
I'm not going
That's
to go
your
out of
next
my way
homework
to a
assignment.
fucking movie theater to watch a shitty
You watched
superhero
Batman
movie.
versus Superman, but you didn't
Well,
watch
because it
Civil
was on
War?
Amazon streaming. What do you want me to do? I don't control when they release these movies. Shit, I couldn't watch. I was going to go back and watch Ant-Man. They took it off. That's not my fault. That's pieces of shit that don't want it to be, streamed anymore for whatever. They got licenses for this stuff. So, hey,
Civil War is much better than Batman and Superman.
Yeah. Well, I'm
and
sure
you'll know what I'm talking about.
I'm sure it is, but there was never a question of me going into Batman versus Superman and expecting it to be good. Come on. Yeah,
that's true.
I take it for what it is. I'm like, oh, this is going to be better than Marvel. Not at all. I'm just like, well, let's see what kind of shit fire this is. And it turned out to be entertaining, so.
Yeah. Debatable.
It was very debatable, which was entertaining.
I could do a whole podcast
It was
debating that
very
point.
entertaining because it was debatable. That's the whole point. It gave me hours of entertainment. So, did I say it was good? No, but it was entertaining.
Okay.
Just like a car wreck. Jeez.
Yeah, you can't look away. But anyway, I mean that's the whole thing. But I'm sorry you're tired of Marvel, Gamertron. But
Well, there's nothing to be sorry about.
see, I
That's
wish
just me.
Twitch had a channel. I wish Twitch had a selection where you could I could show the digital versions of some of the old classic Luke Cage, Iron Fist comic books that I like. Some of the
YouTube.
classic stories where I could read them on stream or just
Oh.
talk
YouTube.
about them on stream while I showed the digital copy because
Yeah, you
I
could-
have digital copies of all that stuff.
You could do it on YouTube. That's true.
Yeah,
You're right. I could do that on YouTube, couldn't I?
YouTube streaming.
Until somebody
I might
shuts
do
you
that.
down, but you could do it.
I might do that. Bolt's count said sorry. What? I said sorry all the time.
Yeah, I don't think that's a problem for Count.
Yeah.
And honestly, this is a huge pet peeve of mine when it comes to these comic book superhero movies.
Oh no.
I don't know about, but I've seen the TV shows, like the animated shows for some of these superheroes.
Yeah.
And the thing that bugs me about the movies is that they keep killing off their villains. They barely give their villains time to develop or grow a relationship to the hero.
Yeah, it's
'cause
not
there's
about
so
the
many-
villains.
There's so many great stories surrounding these heroes and villains, how they interact with each other, like with Batman, the Joker, and all that stuff, and just trying to develop that in one movie, it's just not enough. It's not enough
That's
time
correct.
for me to grow attached to this villain.
That's why I said the TV shows are better.
It's why I really enjoy Jessica Jones and the Purple Man. Also because he was played by David Tennant. And I'm a
Cottonmouth
David
has
Tennant
been
fan.
great so far. He's a little cheesy at some points, but I mean, otherwise he's pretty
Well,
good.
don't get too attached.
Well, that's what
But
they.
any-
I think that they don't, even with Cottonmouth, they don't really give him a lot that he can do. In fact, he's not even showing these stereotypical bad guy kind of responses to certain things, which I actually kind of appreciate in a way, you
Right.
know, which is,
Right.
it's interesting, but at the same time, I also want him to have a little bit more. I haven't finished it, so I'm halfway through. I
He's
got
not
more to
actually
watch.
he's
I know.
He's not actually the bad guy, but
Yeah, no, I've
he's a bad guy, but I mean, he's
Mm-hmm.
not the, you know,
yeah,
he's not the focal point.
Yeah, some of the things I've seen, he is a bad motherfucking guy for
Mm-hmm.
sure. That's goddamn true. Yeah, but anyways, yeah. So definitely, the movies are very lackluster, and I felt the same way. I expressed this before. I said, yeah, no, comic book stuff's getting, I was like, I don't want people to burn out on it, and I don't want everything to be comic book, everywhere. But it
I
turns
still
out,
love the Marvel movies. I can do without the Fox. I mean, Deadpool was awesome. That
Oh
was
yeah,
Fox, but
Deadpool was great. Deadpool was great because it didn't feel like a comic book superhero
Right.
movie.
There you go.
It felt like a
to
comedy.
me, it's opposite. It felt exactly like a comic book. It felt exactly.
You're
like
right
a
too.
Deadpool.
In both that ways, you're both right. But I
Yeah.
think it's how they approached telling the comic book story was really what it was.
I understand what Tron's
Yeah.
trying to say. I'm just saying, to me, I liked it because they nailed the character. So that means that it was just like the comic book, because that's your only basis to go by.
Mm-hmm.
What other basis is there? You know what I mean? So
Yeah, it's true.
I wish they'd stick more old school with these comic book characters. Like the Fantastic Four just went off the rails. I don't understand that, but I wish I wish Marvel would take Fantastic Four over, because I still want to see a good Fantastic Four movie. Make it old school. Have Namor in it.
I need
have the Mole Man in it.
I need Michael Bay to do a Fantastic Four movie, and then I'll be happy.
He'd do better.
He would.
Yeah.
He would.
I think he could do a decent Fantastic
I
Four
think he
movie,
could.
actually.
Yeah, he could.
Michael Bay, really?
Oh, have you seen
Yeah.
the trailer for the new Power Rangers movie?
No,
I did.
no, did not.
I did.
Now
I
that
did.
looks
Why
like
would
a
I watch
Michael Bay
that?
movie, but in a bad way.
Really?
I wouldn't watch
that.
I'm not
Trash.
seeing that. I'm not seeing that. Why is it trash? You haven't seen it. Come
Power
on, man.
Rangers, get the fuck out of here with that
What do
crap.
you mean get out of here? I love Power Rangers as a kid.
Oh, I'm
Don't give me
sorry.
that. Don't
Oh,
give me
That
that.
movie
It's
looks
crap.
Oh, I'm
cringy.
sorry.
Like,
That's going to be
come
cringy,
on.
It's-
Tron.
how?
But I
Nothing
think that
new.
whole series is cringy. That's their point, is that they know that they're
Yeah.
silly and stupid,
This one's taking it a different tone, a different direction. Like there's different tones and directions with Batman. There's Adam West
Exactly.
Batman. There's Dark
Absolutely.
Knight Rises.
Absolutely. It's true.
Adam West Batman.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's absolutely true. Silly, goofy, over the top. Yep.
It can be done. It can be done. I'm not lying that Power Rangers is childish and goofy and silly as hell.
Well, we
the
also
TV
are
show.
playing video games all the time too.
Right.
So no one's gonna say that's super mature either. So
I just thought the trailer looked stupid. To me, that's a movie that just doesn't need to be made.
I need to see more action. I need they introduce the characters.
I think
and-
the fan
and
base
stuff
is
like
still
that.
there for sure.
Oh yeah, there's definitely a fan base, and this will probably draw in some new people. This
This movie's gonna fail.
Based
movie's-
on what, Count?
I think it's
Based
gonna
on
do
what?
well.
Okay, you want to
Money-wise.
make a wager, Gamertron?
Look
No,
how
just
many
don't
people
tell
like
me.
Pokemon.
What, you say you think
The
it's
same
not
thing
going to do
happened
well.
with the Ninja
How?
Turtle movies. The Ninja Turtle movies are an epic fail.
Are you talking about financially or
What?
critically?
The new ones.
No, the first
Financially
one
or
was pretty
critically?
good. The first one wasn't great, but it was pretty alright.
Like, Count, what are you talking financially or critically? Which one is it?
Both.
Really?
well,
the
Ninja
Turtle
Turtles
movies-
doesn't critically
The
need
second
to be.
movie bombed.
Yeah, probably.
Re-
I didn't see the numbers behind it,
Yeah.
but I didn't hear anything about it after the fact.
Second
The
movie
first
was
one at
terrible.
least
It
heard.
bombed. It
The first one
absolutely
at least
bombed.
had some
Really?
Yeah.
news, like
Tell me.
people would talk about it. You
Yeah.
know, and when I finally watched it, I was like, "This is actually entertaining." I think a lot of people were something was wrong with them. Panties are way too twisted for them to wear, and so they. I don't know what was like. I watched it and I was like, "This is not a great story." It's also Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
And
It's a
some of the
movie
characters
that didn't
were
need to be
fun.
made.
What? No movies need to be. Come on, now that you just painted yourself
I'm
into a
just
corner
saying,
there.
We had
No
Ninja
movies
Turtle
need to be
back-
made.
We had Ninja Turtle movies back in the 90s, and
Yeah,
they were
and
silly.
they were totally fine. But that's the
Yeah,
same thing about
we didn't
Batman.
need, like,
You don't
a-
need to keep making Batman either, then, right?
we didn't need a hyped up over CGI Ninja Turtle movie. We just didn't, and then they couldn't even they couldn't even
what are the
decide how they
qualifications
wanted. They wanted to change the whole origin of the fucking.
Okay.
They wanted
Yeah.
to make them goddamn aliens.
Okay.
Yeah, but they didn't.
Yeah.
That
they
right there
changed that.
signifies that you're clueless and you shouldn't even be.
But I don't think
making
they
the
did it that
movie.
way,
But
anyways. So.
Count, you need to tell. What are the qualifications for a movie that needs to be made and doesn't need to be made? What are your qualifications?
You're tiring
Really?
me with that question. Come on.
But when you're gonna make statements like that, I mean,
Well,
come on.
I mean,
Look,
like I think a Transformers movie needed to be made. We've never seen Transformers live action,
right.
so that needed to be made. We've seen Ninja Turtle movies.
Okay.
We've had we've had sequels to Ninja Turtle movies.
Yeah.
It's like a
Okay.
Ghostbusters reboot. That movie didn't need to be made.
Oh, so
okay?
you're not a fan of reboots and
Well,
remakes?
the reboot.
No,
didn't
I'm
make-
not saying
yeah.
that, but
I'm not a
just-
fan of I'm not a fan of reboots
I'm
at
not
all.
a huge fan of remakes. I
No,
mean,
I never have been. No, because they play too much on expectations of what was, like what count is expecting a lot of the past, and that's
like
just
the Halloween
don't.
remakes of Rob Zombie. Get the fuck out of here! I hate those movies.
Like I
You
think
ins-
I think if it's a movie that exists in the universe, that's perfectly fine. Or if it's a movie that plays somewhere down the timeline or before the timeline, fair enough. But trying to remake the past isn't going to happen. And it very rarely happens to where you meet people's nostalgic expectations that don't exist because no one's in the same mindset as they were when they were 7 or 5 or whatever the fucking age that they watched it. And to expect that is ridiculously stupid, And I hope to God, like, people in their 20s or 30s or 40s or whatever it is are not in the same mindset as they were when they were 11. Come on.
No,
No,
you need help then. Then you need help.
you really do, So reboots to me suck. They shouldn't be made. They shouldn't be attempted. They're a bad investment business-wise, because there's too much there that could go
Especially
wrong.
if the movie's a classic. Why remake the Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
That movie's a
It's
fucking
like,
classic.
if they remake Big Trouble in Little China, which I've heard rumors that they're going to do, I will absolutely just not bother with it. There's no way they can recapture.
That's a movie
that
that doesn't need to be made.
They cannot
There's
recapture it.
There's no upside to make that movie.
What I would love to see is something in that universe that has nothing to do with trying to redo something that was well done before. They don't need to touch it.
Now, that's a movie that may need to be made. Exactly.
Like
Now-
a sequel or spin-off.
Sure, a sequel spin in the universe is why I said in the universe of. Because
Maybe not a direct sequel,
right,
but
it
like,
can be other people that are ineffective, whatever, that, like the Thing. I don't want them to redo that story again. They could do something similar in somewhere else in the fucking, who knows? I don't care. Just don't try to
Thing.
redo
You
the
mean
same fucking
John Carpenter's The
exactly.
Thing?
Yes.
Well, they did do a remake, but what they did, it wasn't really a remake. It was a prequel.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
there
they
you
did
go.
the prequel.
Great.
I don't have a problem with that. but the
Ghostbusters. Why did they try to they just do something else? They
What
should have
was
made
it?
them the daughters of the originals, and that would have been perfectly fine. Why didn't they do that? Why didn't they
On
just
what,
say
Ghostbusters?
That? Yeah, Ghostbusters. Why didn't they just do that instead?
That would have been, that would have made
People
more
would have been
sense.
like, then you would have at least gotten the people off that are like, why are you sacrilegiously trying to destroy my childhood?
Why are you transposing classic characters?
Why are
just
you
because to
changing
make
something-
a female version?
Right,
Yeah,
because
exactly.
what that is that's telling people that, look, this original version isn't as good and we need to make it better. It's like, whoa, you're telling me Bill Murray's not that good? What the fuck, man? So no,
there's
Don't
no
you diss Bill Murray.
upside to making that
Right.
movie. There's
Yeah.
no upside to doing it.
You know what, Gamertron? You hit on it right there. I think that's what fucked them in the first place. They're trying to replace Bill Murray with someone else. No, ain't gonna happen. The internet will not stand for it. Really, it goes back to they shouldn't have done it. They should have not have tried to make the Magnificent Seven. When I heard that they were redoing that, I was like, "Fuck you! You're dead. You're dead. This movie's gonna be shit because you cannot remake that classic."
Right.
Just do something else. And besides, the Magnificent Seven has been redone so many times in so many ways The
Yeah,
original,
and that's based off Seven Samurai.
exactly.
The Seven
I was
Samurai,
getting to
yeah.
that. Yeah, I was absolutely getting to
Classic
it.
movie.
And there's nothing wrong with them redoing that story in a different setting. They did it with the Magnificent Seven, and it was fine. They did it in animation, and that's fine. Bugs
Why not
Life.
do something about it again, like with I don't know, like in sci-fi in the
Hell,
future
they've done
on
an
another
anime,
planet?
Right.
Oh.
Something else, which reminds me, sci-fi and the past. Westworld is
Yep.
going to be in a
Oh,
series
yeah.
now?
Yeah,
I saw
heard
that
about
movie
that.
when I was young.
Oh, you
And
haven't
I
seen the
was
TV show?
enamored.
It's already out.
Well, of
Yul
course I
Brynner.
haven't because it's on it's on HBO, I think. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's I don't have HBO.
Yeah,
I'm not
me and
gonna
my
buy it.
dad watched the first episode just a day ago.
Yeah, Yul Brynner
Really?
was one of my favorite actors when I was a kid. He was like total masculine, whatever, amazing,
Yeah.
like bullshit that I would watch. I saw him in some other like futuristic kind of movies where he was like an assassin hunter or something like that. Westworld was really intriguing to my mind. I was like, what is this shit? But I'd love to see how that series is going. Might have
Graham
to get-
says, I think a B3 gaming movie needs to be made. Who would play Janzer?
shit. I don't
God.
fucking want to know. Just answer that question for yourself,
Hey,
man.
Shia LaBeouf could play
Tell it-
Gamertron.
Tell us who would play each one of us at b3gamingcast@gmail.com. Let us know who would you'd want to see in the role for each one
I
of
want
us.
Idris Albus or however you say his name to play me.
Oh,
I'm just
Idris
kidding.
Elbus?
I'm kidding.
Idris Elba? Idris Elba?
Idris Elba, yeah, whatever his name is.
Hey, why is that? They're crossing
What?
lines everywhere
What
else. What's wrong with
Gamertron?
that?
In what universe would that not be? Explain to me what that would not be a good idea. I'm just kidding.
I would want, trying to look at his name, Takeshi
Trying to
Kaneshiro.
patronize me because I said a freaking
I would want Takeshi
movie
Kaneshiro
shouldn't have been made.
to
really?
play my part. I think that would be amazing because he's an amazing actor.
Who?
Takeshi Kaneshiro. If you've ever watched Red
No,
Cliff,
you'd be Danny Trejo.
no, not even, not even, man. That's not even. No,
I'm joking.
yeah, no, I know, but the thing is, he doesn't even envelop anything of the feel of what I am. It's taking it
He's
too
an
serious.
ex-con.
Yeah, I think he was. That was the whole
Yeah.
thing about I think he went on a set or something like that, or he was helping on a set, and they're like, "What about you? Can you stand in?" And
He's like, yeah,
that was
that's
the
how
beginning of
his
his
career
career.
started.
Yeah. So yeah, he's on all kinds of ads. People don't give a fuck. They're just like,
Oh, yeah.
People like him. He's got such goodwill with fans that I don't know anyone that goes around saying "fuck that guy" because why? He's just he hasn't really pissed anybody off.
Don Penn for the role of Gamertron. That's what.
Sean Penn. What?
Who's Don Penn?
Sean Penn. Why
Sean
Penn?
Penn.
I don't understand how that would work.
Rob
old.
Schneider, maybe.
Sean Penn is super
No.
old. He's
Adam
super old.
Adam Sandler is the Gamertron.
No, fuck that.
I don't know any of the young actors now. I don't know who would play Gamertron. Gamertron, who would play
yeah.
you?
They're all from like fucking cringy, dingy, dingy.
Wow.
Cringy, dingy.
Disney shows.
This just in.
They're all like dingy.
Count is an old man that hates young people. Cringy, dingy youngins. Get off my lawn.
Well, they're
You
all
dirty
like Mickey Mouse
youngins.
Club whores
Oh
or
wow.
something. I don't know.
Holy shit.
What the fuck? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. We need to wrap this up now.
I tried to wrap it up like 40 minutes ago. Y'all didn't want to, so
Oh no, it was, yeah.
Richie Rich.
Richie Rich. just
Wow,
dyed
Graham,
his
you're
hair.
super old.
Yeah, Macaulay Culkin is the Gamertron.
Is he alive
Oh.
anymore?
I don't
Yeah.
think so.
I don't
Yeah,
think
he's
so
alive.
either.
He's strung out on heroin, but he's
Let's
alive.
get out of here, guys.
Yes.
We're done. We're just flopping around like a
I
fish out
know,
of
that
water now. Flip
Mm-hmm.
flop, flip flop. So yeah, I'll finish up Luke Cage. Lord knows I have time now. If I can get away from Destiny.
Destiny. You're playing Destiny as well.
The Division.
Jesus. Graham agrees with me.
The Division is my
Macaulay
Destiny.
Culkin is the Gamertron show.
Not happening.
Yeah, we're gonna hashtag.
We're
that.
gonna have to find out who's gonna play Gamertron
You,
because he
you
won't tell
hashtag
us.
that, people are gonna die.
He won't tell
Just
us. either.
saying. I
that
don't know.
Who's
No?
that one actor that I can't
Oh,
think right
I
now.
know. Who's the guy that played?
No, I'm talking about you, Janzer. What's that one actor that played He was actually he played the Collector in the Guardians of the Galaxy. Damn
The
it.
Collector? I don't even.
Collector.
It's been a while since I've watched that movie.
Something
Good movie.
Del Toro.
Del Toro. Benicio,
Benicio
del
del
Toro.
Toro?
That could be.
He's got way too much like Spanish accent. You got to get someone that sounds white and looks like me, and that's very hard to do sometimes.
Okay.
Okay, well,
Yeah, that's true. He does. Yeah.
Shit. All right, let's get out of here. Come on.
Yes.
Yeah, let's get the fuck
That's a good
outta here.
ending.
be sure to check us out on iTunes, Podbean,
Give us your
and what was
money.
the other one? What was the other one count? I keep forgetting the third one.
Podbean.
No, he got that
after
one.
Podbean.
Stitcher.
Oh, Stitcher.
Stitcher
Stitcher,
brings
yes.
us a lot in. You don't give him any respect. What the fuck, man?
Stitcher will.
They
Yeah.
give us a lot of views. And
Make sure
whatnot.
you watch the Gamertron Show YouTube channel.
Aw, and check out Count's YouTube channel. He recently started posting stuff
Make
again.
sure you troll Tron when he makes the
Wow.
Titanfall 2 videos coming.
Wow.
Oh my lord. Oh yeah, I gotta get to work on videos. Fuck, I haven't uploaded anything in a week. Yeah, I gotta get on that.
Yeah, you uploaded like 6 videos a couple days ago.
Not a couple, like a week ago.
Oh, okay. Well, you did.
See, if you scheduled them out, then all right, we're out of here. Jeez.
Oh, I thought we were already out.
No, we're not. We will be now. All right.